Farmers Bank pregame show. Brad Dixon, the head coach.
good afternoon to you. Welcome to high school football on Central Illinois Sports, live this afternoon from Camp Point Central as the 9-0 Central Panthers play host to the 5-4 Bridgeport Red Hill Salukis. Alongside Jack and John Hull, I'm Charlie Hull. This is the Great Rivers Bank pregame show on Central Illinois Sports. Playoff time in the land of Lincoln, and it's been quite a streak for this Camp Point Central squad. They're 9-0 off the regular season, looking to win game number 10. But the Salukis have traveled, quite the distance, about 4.5 hours this morning to try to pull the upset here in round number 1. We'll talk more about the matchup on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show after this.
Are you looking to streamline your banking? Great Rivers Bank has just what you need with our streamlined checking and savings accounts. Earn high interest rates or get cash back on debit card purchases with your qualifying account. Plus, ATM fee refunds. Certain qualifications required. Call or visit our website today at www.greatriversbank.bank to get started. Great Rivers Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, West Central Illinois, are you looking for a great deal on a vehicle? Well, at Westtown Ford, we have a lot full of vehicles. Cars, trucks, vans, SUVs. We've got them all, and a lot of them at Westtown Ford in Jacksonville.
Seed selection is one of the important decisions required to achieve yield goals. Logan Agri-Service represents top seed lines in the industry like Lewis Hybrids, Stein Seed, and AgriGold, and focuses on products developed to meet or exceed our customers' expectations. Sit down with one of our experienced local seed experts who will work with you to help select top-producing corn hybrids and soybean varieties tailored for your specific soils and fertility levels. Or visit us online at loganag.com. Logan Agri-Service, serving agriculture since 1962.
Grab the game while your kids are busy. You know, streaming, gaming, and homework. Now you can teach your kids the value of $1 by showing bundles with Cascom. Bundle telephone, internet, and TV. Bundle 2 for a double play or 3 for a triple play. Plus, save $20 a month for 3 months for a limited time. Then you can tell everyone how you help them with their math homework. Call Cascom about bundles today at 1-800-252-1799. Cascom at 1-800-252-1799.
Luke and Aaron Fessler at Fessler Insurance are here to help you with all of your insurance needs. Fessler Insurance, a Country Financial agency, provides life, health, auto, home, and farm insurance. Trust your insurance needs to the local folks at Fessler Insurance. Call for a quote today at 217-285-4429 or stop by at 1165 West Washington Street in Pittsfield for Fessler Insurance.
Welcome back on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show with locations in Pittsfield, Berry, Liberty, and Hannibal. Great Rivers Bank is here to serve the entire region and online as well at greatriversbank.bank. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. The Central Panthers 9-0 in the WIVC this year. They are the champion of the WIVC North. That is something that can't be said for Bridgeport Red Hill, and even had they gone undefeated, would have not been able to say they were a conference champion because they are an independent team, are the Salukis. Finished the season at 5-4 after a 7-3 campaign a year ago. Billy Gray's squad traveling the distance this morning, but let's take a look at what they did throughout their regular season to arrive here in the first round of the IHSA 1A playoffs. They lost their season opener 26-0 to Casey Westfield, who finished the year at 8-1. Lost to Lawrenceville 32-14, who was a 7-2 squad. Got a win over Farmersburg North Central out of Indiana 21-6. Defeated 0-9 Oblong 40-0. Lost to Leroy, who finished the year 8-1, 49-13. Fell to Bloomfield Eastern Green out of Indiana, 48-15. Beat Madison, 44-12. Metropolis Massac County, 27-7. And then won over Carlisle last week, 31-22, in a game of two teams who entered the day at 4-4. A winner went to the playoffs, and the loser did not. So the Salukis kind of been playing for their playoff lives for a while now after starting the season with a record of they were 2-4 at one point in the year, Jack, and pretty impressive for Billy Gray's squad to win their last three, and especially that big win last week against a good Carlisle squad.
Don't see a lot of independent teams, and so it's very interesting. And why did they play Indiana schools? Well, they're just a few miles from Vincennes, Indiana, and they are on the other side of Olney, so they're a long way across. Kind of reminds us of when we went to Marshall when Pittsfield played in the first round. They don't do 1 through 32 because of traveling distance. Well, so much for that. 4.5 hours later, Bridgeport is here.
Brad Dixon's Camp Point Central Panthers 9-0 in the regular season, coming off of a state runner-up campaign a year ago. They defeated most of their opponents rather handily, 40-8 over North Green in Week 1. Closest game of the season against Hardin Calhoun, 30-22 in Week 2. And then running clocks the rest of the way, 60-0 over Beardstown, 44-6 against Mendon Unity Payson. 45-0 against Brown County, 53-6 over Jacksonville Route, 60-0 over Triopia, defeated Carrollton 46-6, and last week beat West Central 59-13. You take a look at the schedule for Camp Point Central, and some will say, well, the WIVC might have been down a little bit this year, but if you look, 1, 2, 3, 4 teams that they played are playoff eligible squads this year, so they played a pretty good schedule. Even if the conference was down, Camp Point played the meat of it this year, with the exception, of course, of Greenfield Northwestern on the opposite side who won the South.
And people need to understand this West Central squad had a nice win over Calhoun. They came in last week very high, ended up 6-3, and the Central's defense was able to just keep them from doing anything. And when you look at the number of points they scored, well, if you think they've been doing it on purpose, most of those points were scored in the first 3 quarters of football games, and they were taking knees in the fourth quarter. But 8 running clocks in 9 games this season.
An impressive run here for Camp Point Central. Of course, the runner-up last year, they'd like to get, that big win, Jack, in that last game of the season, but there are only so many teams that can do that, one in each class, in fact, if you're a playoff squad, that is. And but they just keep putting out a fairly consistent product, and they've done that about every day since Brad Dixon walked in the door.
And you know what's helped that a lot is the WIVC. You look at the WIVC, there's a host of teams that have played in championship games. Calhoun with a couple of state titles along with Triopia. Greenfield's gotten second a couple of times. One of them in 2A. Carrollton and Camp Point Central, cream of the crop. Route's got a state championship. So the WIVC has something to do with that.
It definitely does. We'll take a look at what else is going on around the 1A slate today and check in on the teams from the WIVC who are in action today as well after this timeout on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show.
There's a road that makes all the difference between the good and the great. Leadership with a respect for heritage and tradition and a willingness to adapt. At Little Jess, we travel that road every day because we believe in that difference. And we dare our competition to try and keep up. Little Jess, serving the tri-state area since 1969.
Cedar Lake Campground has been owned and operated by the Kramberg family for over 50 years. Located off of Highway 24 between Coatesburg and Camp Point, Cedar Lake Campground is a quiet family campground that you're sure to enjoy. With 60 RV spots with water and electric and our 5-acre lake, it's a perfect spot for a weekend spent fishing, spending time with family, and enjoying the great outdoors. Find out more about Cedar Lake Campground on Facebook or call 217-455-4602.
Here in Pittsfield, we're focused on maintaining a healthy, diverse economic base to increase opportunities for our residents. Economic factors greatly affect a community's overall potential, and we strive to continue our prosperous culture. The availability of both commercial and industrial employment centers and new lucrative entrepreneurship opportunities are major assets for growth and development here in Pittsfield. In addition to providing employment and income to people, Pittsfield also boasts several tax incentive districts to further facilitate economic growth. Examples of growth and success can be seen throughout Pittsfield. Pittsfield is located within Pike County and widely known for the abundance of white-tailed deer, and is also home to companies that have capitalized from the region's natural resources. Located over on Madison Street, Whitetail Properties is a major local and international employer that truly embodies the local and economic spirit of Pittsfield. State-of-the-art communications and telecommuting are available here. Be sure to catch their televised series throughout the week on the Sportsman Channel. Come grow and be a part of something great in Pittsfield, Illinois.
The thing for me that really separates DOT, senior leadership and the owners of the business really focus on employee engagement.
We have some of the best people managers.
The Tracy family, senior leaders throughout the business, really all of our leaders care about the employees that work here.
And that allows for a lot of families to come work at Dot Foods, and I think that's part of it, is being able to have all those different schedules and the flexibility to be able to move things around when life happens.
Back with you on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show on Central Illinois Sports. 1A football action today. Chicago Hope Academy is taking on Peru St. Bede. Tuscola is on the road at Belleville Althoff in a 1A contest. Camp Point Central, of course, here at home against Bridgeport. Red Hill West Central travels to Catlin Salt Fork today. Greenfield playing host to Nokomis. Calhoun on the road at Hayworth in what looks to be a good matchup, and the 8-9 matchup in their part of the bracket. Kewanee Wethersfield Anawan playing host to Deer Creek Mackinac. They're up 14-0 starting the second quarter of that game. Lena Winslow hosts Rockford Lutheran, the reigning state champion. And Lena Winslow, in fact, I think back-to-back even for that squad. Maybe 3 in a row. Who knows? Villa Grove travels to Leroy. Morrison playing host to Fulton. Carrollton's on the road at Cesar-Valier and winning that game 8-6 early on in the second quarter. Nidarova is at Sterling Newman Central Catholic, and they lead 6-0 in the second quarter of that contest as well. On the 2A side locally, Quincy Notre Dame is at Arthur Lovington Atwood Hammond and down 14-0 in the first half of that contest. Paso Southwestern has traveled to Athens, and they lead the Warriors 7-0 after a quarter of play. Minden Unity Payson, the co-op, travels to Bloomington Central Catholic. They'll play a 7 o'clock start time tonight. Well, the Mustangs there. Also, we can tell you some other scores in 2A right now. Breeze Mater Dei leads Carmi White County 14-0 in the first period. El Paso Gridley is on top of Downs Tri-Valley trying to pull the upset. 7-0 El Paso Gridley with the lead. 8 minutes to play in the first half there. Nashville leading Pana 15-0 in the second period. And Shelbyville is well on their way to a victory. 32-0 over Trenton Wesleyan as they've just started play in the second period as well. Yep, just said that one. In 3A, scores that are already starting to fill up. Fairbury Prairie Central is on the road, but trying to pull the upset over North Lawndale, and they're on their way as well. 27-6 is the lead in that contest for Prairie Central. Pecatonica Dupec is playing host to Oregon, 7-0. Dupec with the lead there. Princeton is hosting Paxton Buckley Loda in what is a 22-0 lead for Princeton in Class 3A. Quincy, of course, here just down the road, will be playing host to West Chicago this afternoon in their opener after they finish their regular season at 9-0. Here it's the 9-0 Camp Point Central Panthers and the 5-4 Bridgeport Red Hill Salukis. Glad you've joined us this afternoon for action on Central Illinois Sports. We will step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we'll have a visit with the head coach of the Camp Point Central Panthers, Brad Dixon. Stay tuned. Back with you after this.
We do a procedure called a transcatheter aortic valve replacement, and we call it TAVR.
TAVR is state of the art. It wasn't really available worldwide until the early 2000s.
It's a minimally invasive procedure in order to replace the valve.
I'm number 1.
I was number 100. Years ago, they would have to do open heart surgery, and now they don't.
Had I not had it done, I would not be here today. I feel like I'm living on a bonus of blessings.
The golf course has been around since 1957. When we looked at doing the deck outside, we looked at a lot of different options, but everything led back to Pike County Lumber. We looked at quality, price, and service. We wound up going with Tamco, composite decking. Pike County Lumber was great to work with.
Griffin Signs in Time at 122 South 9th Street in Quincy is a full-service sign company that can complete any project, from folio wrapping your entire fleet of vehicles, digital signs, storefronts, to creating small banners and signs. The right and professional signage is the difference of getting the job, heading folks in the correct direction to find you, or creating a brand recognition for potential customers. Put the right signs in your customer's mind with Griffin Signs in Time. Call 217-228-7470.
Are you short on time or budget, but your family is hungry? It's time for the Maya Authentic Mexican Restaurant in Pittsfield. Try the Maya Special, a crowd favorite. Delicious grilled fajitas, steaks, nachos Mexicano, salads in a tortilla bowl, the tastiest salsa and cheese sauce around, and the fastest service anywhere. You can afford it. It's the Maya Mexican Restaurant on Washington Street. Call ahead with your order and you can pick it up in the drive-thru, 217-285-4526. The Maya Restaurant in Pittsfield.
Since 1921, Farmers State Bank of Camp Point has been a vital part of our community's history. We are proud of our growth, our community leadership, and our success, which is only possible because of all those who shared this journey with us. We are grateful to the generations of loyal customers, families, businesses, employees, officers, and directors who have shaped not only our story, but our entire communities. Thank you. We look forward to serving you and your future generations for the next 100 years. Farmers State Bank and Camp Point. Together, we are a strong, united community.
Welcome back to the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. Brad Dixon, the head coach of the Camp Point Central Panthers, 9-0, but means very little right now. You're 0-0 as you start the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we did our part to get here and to host the first round game, be the 1 seed, but that doesn't mean anything. You know, I told the boys this week that 10 years ago a team called Hayworth came in here in round 1 and we scored with 12.8 seconds to go to win that game 13-10, and we were down the entire game. So I think they're ready and excited, but we know we're going to show up to play today.
The nice thing about being 9-0 is you didn't have to make a 4.5-hour bus ride.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've been on the other end of that down in Des Moines or over to Tuscola, Arcola, some of those places over the years. But yeah, it's nice to be able to wake up and sleep in your own bed and do all that kind of stuff and get here like a normal Saturday. We had a couple different Saturdays this year that we played, which is also nice to kind of at least get us in that routine.
When I got the starting lineups from Red Hill, they listed 4 different guys at running back, 1 guy at tight end. He's a big one. He's about 6'5", but it looks like they like to run the ball.
Yeah, I mean, they're similar to West Central in some of the wishbone stuff they do, but they're also very multiple. So they're going to huddle up and sometimes come out in 4 or 5 wide, other times come out in double tight wishbone. So we're going to have to get lined up correctly from the huddle, which is always difficult when teams are no huddle and they get in their formation and you can line up and then they call their play. I always think that's easier than the teams that bust out of a huddle, get lined up and play. So that'll be the big thing. We always talk about no missed alignments. We should align correctly, make sure we know our assignments, and then just play football from there.
I'm used to 4 or 5 plays on the offensive side. Last week I got to see some extra ones. It was fun, but it also shows that you've got a lot of things in your bag if Coach Ray needs to pull them out.
Yeah, I mean, all those things weren't things that we just did last week. We've been working on them all season. Coach let all the seniors pick an offensive play, so we had 12 seniors, and some of the linemen, they got to pick their own play. Other guys picked what they wanted. Nick picked his touchdown run. Jack picked his reverse touchdown. Coach called the halfback pass all on his own. But yeah, we've got all that stuff that we've been kind of hanging on to throughout the season. But yeah, I think we got a lot of weapons. Obviously, push comes to shove, we're going to need a 4th and 1 at some point. We're going to need a 4th and 2. We might need to convert a 4th and 10 like we did last year against Greenfield. So we got some things. But obviously, we're going to get our best guys the ball in the right situation.
And it's nice to talk about offense, but you and I like defense. And your kids are good tacklers.
Yeah, we've, speed-wise, we get to the ball fast. We don't blitz a whole lot just because they read so well, and sometimes it looks like they're blitzing, but they're just getting their key and attacking the line of scrimmage. Today is, again, they're going to challenge us with some of their different formations and our different alignments. They're going to go on 2 some, and then other times they're going to go on 1st down. So there's some things that they're going to pose today that we're going to have to kind of feel our way through. Obviously, there's no common opponents. I think the last time they played anyone from this area was Pleasant Hill back in 2017. So, we had no commonalities here, a lot like Dupo last year. Took us a little bit to get going in that game last year. I hope our guys get going earlier than that.
You got to give them 3 films, and that's great, but I don't think anybody can see the quickness of the Panthers on film.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we sprinted this week like we do every week, and our guys are as fast as they've been. I went back to show them where they were at the end of the summer, or really our first day of camp back in July 26th, and where we were on October 26th, just to kind of give them an idea how much faster they've gotten throughout the season, because some of them in the summer are playing 2 and 3 sports, and they're doing a bunch more things than they are just playing 1 football game a week. And these guys train hard. They're in athletic PE, so that part's there. Now the mental part's got to come. We got to limit mistakes. Obviously, you can't turn the ball over. Back there in 2013 against Hayward, I think we had 4 fumbles in that game. So, things like that can put you behind the 8 ball.
The big thing is you're at home. It's time to play Panther football, and we hope to talk to you after the game about what will be next week. We got to take care of business.
Absolutely. Red Hill didn't get on a bus 4.5 hours to lay down, and that's what we told our guys. They're going to come and they're going to be ready to play. They're going to, they have no one picking them today except for the guys in there and gals in their community, and that's all you need. They brought a good crowd here today, and I think it's going to be a fun atmosphere.
Brad Dixon, head coach of the Camp Point Central Panthers, looking to be 10-0 or 1-0 as we like to say now. Back with more on the pregame show after these.
For nearly 40 years, the Niebuhr Funeral Home has been serving our area with professionalism and compassion. This is our business, our hometown. You can be assured we take great personal pride in serving your family in your time of loss. We're locally owned. We're your friends and neighbors. We care about you and your family. Niebuhr Funeral Home, with locations in Pittsfield and Barry, serving our community with compassion and respect.
One size fits all. That may be all right for an adjustable belt or cheap sunglasses, but when it comes to your financial needs, no one wants a one-size-fits-all strategy. Derek Harris is your Pike and Adams County area Edward Jones financial advisor. Derek Harris's most important goals are yours. That's why Derek will take the time to understand your needs so he can recommend personalized strategies with your goals in mind. Contact Derek Harris today at 217-222-7173. Knowing you, that's how Edward Jones makes sense of investing. Member SIPC. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. You've heard that phrase many times, and Rod Prentice in Pittsfield, your State Farm agent, is the guy you can count on to be your friend and neighbor in the insurance business. He has a complete line of insurance available for you from State Farm Insurance. You can reach him at 217-285-6930. Our family trusts Rod Prentice with all of our insurance needs. Stop by their office on Washington Street and see the girls. And Rod Prentice, your State Farm agent, 217-285-6930.
Jersey's World! Jersey's World! Party time! Excellent! Party on, James! Party on, Todd!
Jersey's Bar and Grill in Camp Point, where you can find the best burgers, sandwiches, and steaks, all locally sourced from GJY Beef Company.
We love beer! We love beer!
Ice cold draft beer. Enjoy one of our many craft selections on the patio. All at Jersey's Bar and Grill, 109 East Jefferson, Camp Point, Illinois.
Chris Nichols, managing broker and owner of PCRE Real Estate and Auction, has over 15 years of experience, specializing in selling hunting and recreational properties and farmland. Chris prides himself on combining buyers and sellers, both local and from around the country, to help both parties achieve their land investment goals. Chris takes the time to walk clients through the process of selling their property from start to finish, making the experience feel seamless and enjoyable. Contact Chris Nichols and PCRE Real Estate and Auction at 217-473-3777.
Welcome back on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. Thanks to Brad Dixon for joining us in the pregame. And a cool afternoon for high school football action here at Camp Point Central. The wind is blowing, fairly well. And Jack, cold front came through the area yesterday, and all of a sudden it not only feels like fall, we're almost borderline winter weather here today.
And it rained quite a bit in the last couple of days, and so the turf could be a little different. The Camp Point Central field looks very good, but when you're a sharp cutter, like a lot of those backs are, that can make a difference in being able to plant, and I'm sure they're checking the turf out today too.
One of the things that has given Camp Point Central the advantage over the, last decade plus now is the overall team speed that they put out there. They're not a big squad this year, especially on the offensive and defensive fronts, but their overall team speed, you heard Brad Dixon talk about how fast their defense gets to the football.
Well, and the thing people need to understand, they work on that year-round. They work on it in PE classes. They don't just play dodgeball and basketball. They have a regiment that they work on. Your two sons went through about 6 weeks of that, and you can see differences when you're willing to put in the work to do that, and the culture change that they made about 15, 16 years ago here.
They're conducting the coin toss here about 12 minutes before game time. Red Hill will take the ball to start this afternoon's contest. Overcast sky and no rain in the forecast during game time, so should be dry throughout the afternoon. Some rain earlier today, but light. Most of the day yesterday saw rainfall, and again, very chilly out here. You see a lot of the kids on the sidelines trying to keep those hands warm. And really the first time that you've had to deal with that on the season on either side. Red Hill got up, fairly early this morning to make the trip, some 4+ hours on the school bus here today. And, when the IHSA talks about not being able to seed the lower classes 1 to 32 because of the increased travel, well, Jack, I'm not sure you could go much farther in the state of Illinois than what Red Hill did today to come to Camp Point Central.
I went to Mendota 2 different times from Pittsfield. It's about 4.5 hours. Today's trip for Bridgeport, Red Hill, 4.5 hours. Pittsfield played at Marshall, 4.5 hours. So, you know what? 1 through 32 is my favorite. I don't know if we'll ever get it again, but I sure like it. And when East St. Louis makes it in 5 or 6A football, they travel. They don't mind.
One of the things that really stands out from when Brad Dixon was talking in the interview you conducted before the game today was there's the overall respect that he has for each and every opponent when they come to play, Jack. He remembers a Hayworth team at 5-4 that nearly beat the Panthers. He remembers some teams that came in and I'm not going to say surprised people, but definitely were better than what maybe their regular season record would show. And so Brad Dixon always makes sure his kids are ready to play, never overlooking any opponent.
High school kids playing a high school sport means lots of things can happen. Turnovers can determine emotions, injuries, lots of other things. You've got to be ready and respect the other guys. Fear nobody, but respect them all.
They're going to have the national anthem here on the field. We'll pause for a break here as we are in the press box today. I don't know if we'll pick up the band, but we do have the United States Army Band and Choir with their rendition of the national anthem for you here on Central Illinois Sports. When we come back, we'll take a look at the Farm and Home Supply starting lineups.
Prairie Land FS provides complete seed and application service. Our trained energy specialist, along with our crop specialist, can help you take your farming to the next level. Prairie Land FS, your leading supplier of choice.
At Full Throttle Parts, we do spray-on bed liners, a brand called Patriot Liner. It is very elite. It actually enhances the resale value of anything you put it on or off-road.
Go Full Throttle!
Go Full Throttle.
The Farmers National Bank of Griggsville with locations in Griggsville, Mount Sterling, and Pittsfield. Maybe you ask, why choose Farmers National Bank of Griggsville? The answer is simple. Local people, local decisions, and local commitment with local investments. We have many products and services to meet your needs. We invite you to find out more about us. Go to fmbgriggsville.com and explore all the services we offer. Visit any of our 3 friendly locations in Mount Sterling, Griggsville, and Pittsfield today. The Farmers National Bank of Griggsville, local people helping local people, member FDIC.
Whether you're a hunter or not, gear up for the season right now with our sale going through November 5th at your local Farm Home Supply, including a great front page deal on Boss Babe right here. Plus, get $30 off our best-selling blind chair. If you need a heater, we got it, including the Buddy Mr. Heater portable heaters. Grab $25 off all in-stock Ariat boots, including work boots and cowboy boots. If you got a pet at home, get $3 off our store brand Heartland Harvest 40-pound dog food. And if you still got some yard work to do, we got $20 off the steel blower set. Grab these deals and more now through November 5th. Find them all at farmandhomesupply.com.
Welcome back. Great job by the Panther Marching Band. One of the things, Jack, that we talked about, and you've seen it a lot because you've seen this Panther squad nearly every game this season, is that at home games, Wes Crooks is the band major.
Drum major.
Drum major, and he also starts on the football team. Kind of a rarity, but kind of neat.
It is real neat, and he was at FCA there a couple of weeks ago. Wes, a fine young man, and a lot of those on both sides today. Let's meet those starters for today. Today's starting lineups are sponsored by Farm and Home Supply. From snacks and hoodies to power tools and lawn chairs, no other place has it all like your local Farm and Home Supply store. The Salukis of Bridgeport Red Hill, 5-4 on the season, traveled 244 miles to get here. Their head coach is Billy Gray. Assistants Chris Lyles, Jerome Thacker, Brandon Tully, Jonathan Crutchfield, Logan Fiskett is part of the starters, the coaching staff, I should say, today. We'll tell you the offensive and defensive as we've been doing. Holden Jacobson will start on both sides of the ball at running back and linebacker, a sophomore, 6 foot, 190 pounds. Also wearing the number 9 is the quarterback, Avery Arbuckle. He'll play defensive back, also a sophomore, 5'8", 140. At wide receiver and D-back, number 11, Reese Ralston, a senior, 5'9", 130. And number 12 is Hayden Arbuckle. He is a running back and defensive back, a senior, 5'8", 175. At tight end and defensive end, when you hear how big he is, you'll understand why. 25 is Lance Moore, 6'5", 181. Number 32 is Dylan Atten. He is a wide receiver and a linebacker. He's a junior, 5'7", 142. 34 is Sam Stemler. He's a running back and linebacker, a senior, 5'9", 176. Their kicker is Quentin Farrell. He wears the number 40, 5'8", 180, and a senior. Offensive lineman playing one way, number 51, Trent Benson, and number 53, Colin Lakeman. Benson is a sophomore, 5'11", 283. Lakeman is a senior, 6'4", 232. Linebacker, one-way player, 55, Carson Tully at linebacker, a junior, 5'10", 196. Then offensive lineman playing one way is number 58, Cohen Trainer. Offensive lineman, sophomore, 6'2", 201. Playing both ways is number 59, Dylan Camden, offensive lineman, defensive lineman, a junior, 5'10", 260. Good size on that line. Number 73 is Justice Bowman, offensive lineman, defensive lineman, sophomore, 5'6", 224. And another running back and a defensive end is Gage Jones. Where's the number 90? He's 6'1", 155 and a senior. And yes, we announced 13 offensive players because the backs rotate in and out for the 5-4 Salukis of Bridgeport Red Hill. For the Panthers, Camp Point Central, 9-0 in the season. Brad Dixon, the head coach, Casey Ray, Casey Monroe, Andrew Griffin, Dustin Griffin, Tracy Ray, some of the assistant coaches for them, along with Jordan Tenhouse, and they'll start the following. At an inside linebacker, his name is Zach Ware, wears the number 9. He is 6 foot, 175 and a sophomore. The kicker is Marco Rodriguez. He wears the number 10. He's 5'6", 130 and a sophomore. A split in, when they use the split in, is Jack Thompson, number 12, 6'4", 165 and a senior. And then the tight ends are Gavin Blewett. He'll also play free safety. He's 6'2", 190 and a senior. And Mason Miller wears the number 20, also an outside linebacker, 6'1", 185 and a senior. The quarterback is Nick Moore, 3-year starter, also a punter. He is 6'1", 185 and a senior. The left wing, return specialist on kickoffs and punts, and a cornerback is Drew Paben. He is 5'9", 145 and a senior. Also in the returners is Nate Peters, number 27, 6'1", 185 and a junior. We'll see Elijah Ginnenbacher at the fullback position and middle linebacker, 6'1", 205 and a junior, leading tackler on the team. Right wing is Connor Griffin. He'll also play inside linebacker, 5'9", 180 and a senior. Caden Niekamp, a sophomore, second leading tackler, 52. Defensive end, 6 foot, 195 and a sophomore in the three-man front. The left guard and defensive end is Reese Wilkie, 6 foot, 195 and a senior. He is playing in honor of his father, who left us 16 years ago today. Right tackle is Darren Rigg. He wears the number 57, offensive linebacker, 6 foot, 180 and a senior. Wes Crooks is a right guard, nose tackle. He wears the number 58, 5'9", 205 and a senior. Left tackle on offense, number 72, Robert Gooding, 6'3", 205, and a senior. And the center is Jaden Summey, number 75, 6'1", 205, and a junior. Those are the starters on the Farm and Home Supply starting lineups.
A final break on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. We kick off Central and Red Hill next on Central Illinois Sports.
At Game Masters in Quincy,
we're passionate about the outdoors.
Game Masters has the largest selection of gun safes in the tri-state area. That's right, everything from the vaults, vault doors, and safe accessories. Only the quality brands like Fort Knox, American Security, Browning, and Liberty. Come in and check out the displays or go to GameMastersOutdoors.com to check out the selection online as well.
Clothing, fishing, hunting, gifts, and more.
We're passionate about the outdoors.
Another rock and roll weekend.
Burgers, better with Pepsi.
Just about ready for kickoff here at Camp Point Central. Again, alongside John Hull manning our camera today. Jack with your stats and color commentary. I'm Charlie Hull. Certainly glad you've chosen to spend some of your afternoon with us today on Central Illinois Sports, live on YouTube and also live today on the NFHS Network. The black-clad Camp Point Central Panthers with the old gold helmets and numbers taking the field to kick off. Bridgeport Red Hill, the Salukis, are in the visiting white uniforms, blue helmets and numbers here this afternoon.
34, Sam Stimler is one of the men back deep. Also Reese Ralston, number 11. And the third man on the far side looks like Brody Waddles, possibly, number 80. Trying to get him to stand up there enough to be able to see that other number.
Yep, I would agree. I think it is 80, Brody Waddles.
It's the only 80 the only 80 number we've got in the lineup.
Fairly young squad for this Red Hill team. After having a good season a year ago, making it back to the playoffs and looking to pull an upset today. Here comes Marco Rodriguez in the kicking team. They faked the onside attempt. Red Hill was ready for it. And now Rodriguez will have it teed up, ready to kick it deep in the opener of the Class 1A playoffs. Rodriguez and the Panthers sporting the pink socks today. A line drive kick headed toward the sideline. Trying to run it down over there is going to be Sam Stimler. He won't, though, because it'll go out of bounds. That'll be a penalty on the opening kickoff and start the ball first and 10 at the 35-yard line for the Salukis.
When you look at a kickoff out of bounds, it's hard to give a yardage penalty on that. Comes to the 35, first and 10 for the Salukis, and the Panthers will be in that 3-4 front in their normal positions.
Avery Armbuckle is the quarterback. He's a 5'8", 140-pound sophomore. It's a group on the offensive side that will come at you in a number of different sets, as Brad Dixon told you. Sometimes it's the wishbone. Sometimes they'll spread it out wide. And this time they come out with a receiver to the left-hand side, one to the right, and the wishbone formation behind the quarterback, Arbuckle, who will be under center. He calls out the signals. Long snap count, takes the snap, hands it off to the deep back. Looking for running room, cuts back, tries to look for a cutback lane, and nothing home there for the Salukis this time around. Ball carrier was Holden Jacobson. He'll gain a yard on the play to the 36-yard line and bring up a second down and 9.
Give Ginnenbacher and also Griffin a tackle on that play.
Second and 9 here as Holden Jacobson looked for that cutback lane, and there were the Panther linebackers to fill that hole. Really, actually, Jack, the ball is still resting at the 35. This is a second and 10.
No gain, no loss in the play, and the defense playing up to par there. He had some time to find a hole, but that closed in quickly.
A defensive unit for Camp Point Central that has been impressive throughout the season. Single receiver wide to either side, a double wing formation now. They'll put a man in motion, hand it off to the fullback up the middle. Good gain here on second down, up across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Ball carrier here is Sam Stimler. He'll take it out to the 41, a gain of 6 on the play, and bring up a third down and 4.
Comes at the 11-minute mark, as you can see on the scoreboard today, on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard here on Central Illinois Sports. Glad you've joined us.
Greenfield Northwestern on top 6-0 in their contest. 11 minutes left in the first. That did not take long for the Tigers to get on the board. 3rd and 4 here for the Salukis on the opening drive of this afternoon's contest. Single receiver out wide to the right-hand side is Reese Ralston. Arbuckle will be under center with a wishbone behind him in the backfield. Let's see if they want to try with the hard count here. Nope, quick count. Handed off to the back on the left-hand side, and nothing home here. Stood up and finally taken down on the play is the ball carrier. That's Hayden Arbuckle on the run. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, no gain, no loss, and it's a 4th down and 4, and the Salukis will bring the punt unit onto the field.
Double W's. Wilkie and Weir in on the tackle that time, and Arbuckle was the running back, correct?
He was. That was the running back, Arbuckle, and Hayden. He's a 5'8", 175-pound senior. Back to punt is Holden Jacobson for the Salukis, and back to receive the punt for the Panthers is Drew Pabin. Stands at about his own 25-yard line. A good snap, plenty of time to kick this one away. High kick, not extremely deep. Spiral kick down the field. The Panthers will let it bounce. It'll take a pro Camp Point Central bounce to the 32-yard line, and that's where Camp Point Central will start their first offensive series of the afternoon from their own 32-yard line. 9 minutes, 40 seconds to play in the opening quarter. A 3-and-out for the Salukis. And Camp Point Central on the attack for the first time today. Illini Express here to serve you with walk-in medical care when you need it. Open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. every Monday through Saturday. You'll find Illini Express on the south side of the square in Pittsfield.
6 yards for the Salukis in 3 tries, then the punt, and here come the Panthers.
Nick Moore will be under center. He flips the tight ends one side to the other. Now puts a man in motion, and Griffin hands it off to the fullback and Ginnebacher. Big gain. First down and more. He might go. 40, 35, trying to run away from a man, get to the middle of the field. Going to be trying to be drugged down from behind and will not be able to do so. That will be pay dirt for the Panthers on the first play from scrimmage. 68 yards on the touchdown run by Elijah Ginnebacher, and a 6-0 lead for Camp Point Central out of the gate.
Ginnebacher not only ran away from people, but when they caught him, he was strong enough they were not going to bring him down. And Elijah Ginnebacher, who Drew Pabin said you got to watch him. He'll catch up with you when you're on the breakaway sometimes, and he did it that time.
Camp Point Central will go for 2, as they traditionally do here. Moore is under center, puts a man in motion, hands it off to the motion man. That's Pavin. Has a blocker out in front. He will get the 2-point try as well to cap off the scoring drive for Camp Point Central. So the Panthers strike first here in a cool afternoon. It's a run by the fullback over the left-hand side, and once he saw the daylight, he went for the touchdown. It's Camp Point Central 8, Red Hill nothing. Back with more after this.
The Farm Stand, located at 405 East Park Street in Camp Point, Illinois, is the place to go when you're looking for a fresh, homemade meal. Open Wednesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m., the Farm Stand has a full breakfast and lunch menu. Enjoy breakfast favorites such as biscuits and gravy, pancakes, French toast, and the loaded breakfast burrito. For lunch, check out the great selection of sandwiches, salads, paninis, and more. You'll never leave hungry when you visit the Farm Stand in Camp Point.
68-yard run by Elijah Ginnebacher, and the 2-point try by Drew Pabin has given the Camp Point Central Panthers an 8-0 lead on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard. PCRERealestate.com for listings throughout the entire area and beyond. Rodriguez has it teed up, ready to kick it off here for Camp Point Central once again. He said, I felt like I was here not too long ago. Last time it went out of bounds. Not necessarily what the Panthers are wanting to do, kicking that ball out of bounds. Holden Jacobson back deep. Also back there, Sam Stimler. Rodriguez wearing the hoodie today, as it is a chilly afternoon. Kicks it right down the middle. Retreating to go get this one will be Reese Ralston. He'll take the ball at the 15, now 20-yard line. 25, where he's met with some resistance, and will be drugged down right there. They'll give him progress to around the 26-yard line, and that's where the Salukis will start first and 10 with 9 minutes, 21 seconds to play here in the opening quarter.
Connor Bush and Wyatt Skimmerhorn in on that tackle. They were down there quickly.
Sullivan, Okaw, Valley, and Clinton tied at 6 points apiece in the contest there. Leroy up big on Bella Grove, 39-0 in that contest.
Huddling up is Bridgeport Red Hill, and they have the quarterback under center. Traditional football on both sides today.
Single receiver wide to either side, as the quarterback Arbuckle will be under center. See if he wants to pass for the first time this afternoon. Instead, he will draw the Panthers off sides, and that will be a 5-yard penalty, I believe.
Now, I think the left tackle moved on that, but we'll see.
It is a false start. You're correct. So first and 15 now for the Salukis. The first penalty of the afternoon by Bridgeport Red Hill puts them back to the 21-yard line.
It's such a bugaboo when you have that 5-yard penalty right off the bat, because you're trying to get good yardage on first down, like they did on second down last time with the fullback. Let's see if they've got a play here that can get them back into a normal situation.
And having only seen Red Hill run, 4 plays, Sam Stimler had a pretty good run on that quarterback run. Now they'll come out and spread it wide, 3 to the left-hand side, 2 to the right. Arbuckle will be in the shotgun, naked backfield. He is back to pass, looking to his left, has some pressure, steps up, heaves it toward the sideline. The official, the closest man to it there, incomplete pass will bring up a 2nd down and 15.
He had plenty of time as he was able to scramble to the left, but there were just no receivers there with that senior class of defensive backs able to cover things in people like Moore and Pavin.
2nd and 15, clock stops to the 9:17 mark here of the first period.
Gavin Blewett also back there. He looks big in that defensive backfield, doesn't he? Well,
pretty good sized lad. Single receiver out wide to the right-hand side is Lance Moore. Single man wide to the left as well for the Salukis. Under center is Arbuckle. The sophomore quarterback calls the line set. Puts a man in motion right to left. He is going to hand it off to the fullback right up the middle. Is that Stimler again?
I believe it is.
See who rolls off the pile. It is Stimler. He'll take the ball up to the big line, which is the 25. A gain of 4 on the play. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 11.
We saw Wilkie in on that play. Also on that side, Niekamp getting involved in the motion. In comes Nate Peters. Out comes Zach Ware in this 3rd down situation.
2-touchdown lead for Greenfield Northwestern now. 8:40 to play in the first, 12-0. Also, hello to our friends from Red Hill watching this afternoon, including an individual who says they're watching from Cincinnati today. Glad to have you alongside. On a 3rd and long for the Salukis. Arbuckle calls the line set. Long snap count, takes the snap. He'll be able to have a delayed handoff here. Good play. The ball carrier will be up shy of the 35, around the 33-yard line. Ball carrier that time is Hayden Arbuckle. Takes it to the 32, a gain of 7 on the play. It'll bring up a 4th down and 4, and a decision now for the Salukis.
Arbuckle had a nice opening there. The defensive backs had to close in as he beat the linebackers in the 3-man line. And they've been able to make a couple of pretty nice holes there in the middle on a couple of those plays.
It sort of looks like at this point Billy Gray is saying, let's go for it. Ball is shy of the 35-yard line. This is an aggressive play early in the game. Could be a long snap count here to try to draw the Panthers out off sides. It's 4th and just a hair, less than 5 yards to go. Arbuckle is under center, puts a man in motion. He will pitch it outside to Stimler. Stimler looking for the edge, has it, has the 1st down, takes it up across the 40, tripped up, taken down near the 42-yard line. A gain on the play of 10 yards, and a 1st and 10 for the Salukis. Fresh set of downs the first time this afternoon.
First down of the ball game for the Salukis. 20 yards, 3 carries for Sam Stimler so far today.
I like the way he runs the football. Sam Stimler is a 5'9", 176-pound senior. Runs hard.
He does, and they got nice blocking on the outside that time on the left side of the line, and the wide receiver doing a nice job.
Pretty good size on that offensive front here for this Saluki squad. Single receiver wide to either side here. Arbuckle's under center. Puts a man in motion from the right to the left. Hands it off to Stimler up the gut. This time he gets stopped for a very short gain. Up to the 44-yard line. A gain of 2 yards on the play. It brings up a 2nd down and 8.
Stimler ran between that guard tackle hole, and he was closed in by the likes of Crooks and also Niekamp.
Carrollton on top, 8-6 over Cesar-Valier at halftime.
8-6 at halftime. Carrollton with a lead over the undefeated Cesar-Valier squad.
Hawks coming off of a Week 9 loss to Jacksonville rout. Kind of looks like they were down and out, but the Hawks show they have some fight left in them yet this season.
A big wide receiver on this side.
Arbuckle under center. Again puts a man in motion, and Holden Jacobson. He'll hand it off in the little inside counter back to the near side of the field. Hayden Arbuckle looking for running room and has another good gain on the play into Panther territory, down to the 49-yard line. A pickup on the play of 7 yards, and it's a 3rd and 1 here.
No, they're calling it a 1st down. This official is. I think they're short, but he's trying to call it a 1st down. Now let's see where the spot is.
Yeah, I don't think
now they're going to call it a 3rd, but the line judge this time was showing it. How many yards on that carry?
Gain from the 44 to the 49, so a 7-yard pickup and a 3rd and 1 here. I think he thought the ball was going to be set more to the 48. And looking across the field, it is definitely a 3rd and a yard to go. Clock counting down here, 6 minutes to play in the first. Salukis of Bridgeport Red Hill on the move on their 2nd series of the afternoon.
Their best defense is their offense right now.
Under center is Arbuckle. Handed off to the deep back. That's Holden Jacobson, and he looks to have enough. Just enough for the first down. Needed a yard, gain 2 on the play to the 47-yard line, and another first and 10 for Red Hill.
I'll tell you, the offensive line for this Red Hill bunch is doing a nice job of exploding off the ball, and that 3-man front for the Panthers not able to match up with the 5-man on the other side right now. Not giving up a lot, but just enough. 2 first downs in the early going at the 5:35 mark. Panthers lead it 8-0.
At halftime in 2A football, Atwood Hammond 14-7 over Quincy Notre Dame. First and 10 here for Bridgeport Red Hill. They'll break the huddle with 12 seconds left on the play clock. Send a single man wide to the right-hand side again in Lance Moore. Single receiver wide left as well. Arbuckle's under center, puts a man in motion left to right this time. Hands it off to Stimler, running up the gut. Plugged up there fairly quickly by the Panthers. A short gain on the play to the 46-yard line. Give them a 1-yard gain and call it a second down and 9.
Rigg and Niekamp in on the tackle. Who was the running back, Charlie?
Running back that time was the fullback in Stimler.
To make sure we give recognition to those tacklers on the defensive side on both sides. Second down, 9 yards to go. Ball on the 46 of the Panthers. In their territory now are the Salukis.
Arbuckle checks the line, calls everyone set. Takes a quick snap, hands it off on the right-hand side. Ooh, big collision right there. As the ball carrier Holden Jacobson met the tackler that time, and Zach Ware at the 44-yard line. 2-yard pickup on the play, and it brings up a third down and 7.
Elijah Ginbacher got half of him. Ware on the other half, and he had good contact that time to catch him after the game.
Third down and 7 yards to go here for the Salukis, and what you would consider to be 4-down territory after going for it from their own 33-yard line on this drive. Wishbone formation. Arbuckle takes a snap, hands it off on the left-hand side, and up going to try to run the option. Now he's turned back inside and is tackled in the backfield for a loss. Back near the 46-yard line this time, as the quarterback was trying to look for that pitch relation. Loss of 2 yards on the play, and it's a 4th and 9 for the Salukis.
Crooks and Riggs in on that tackle along with that right side of the line.
So 4th down, nearly 9 yards to go for Bridgeport Red Hill. Just inside Panther territory at the 46-yard line. 3 minutes, 25 seconds, and the clock counting down in this first quarter. A drive that started at their own 26 at the 9:21 mark. Arbuckle puts a man in motion, takes the snap, going to pitch it outside. Stimler looking for running room. Tough run, but not enough here. Tackled inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. Gained 3, needed 9, and a turnover on downs at the 3:10 mark of the first period.
It'll be Panther ball on the 43-yard line, 1st and 10. They ran one play last time, scored a touchdown on a fullback dive. Let's see what they can do this time.
So a 12-play drive for Red Hill stalls out at the Camp Point Central 30. What are we calling that, Jack? The
43
3-yard line. Thank you. First down, 10 yards to go. Moore is under center. He will take the snap, hand it off to the deep back. That's Griffin looking for running room up across the 45 to the 46-yard line. A gain of 3 on the play. 2nd down and 7 for Camp Point Central.
Griffin was met early on the play on that by Lance Moore, and then he was able to break away and gain a couple of yards. Unusual set on this side.
And what do we have? A whistle. And a penalty here.
It was a weird formation. Ginnebacher was behind Thompson, way out wide this side, offsides the other way.
So that'll be a 5-yard penalty. And bring up a 2nd down and 2 from just inside Saluki territory at the 49.
You see, I've never seen that set with Ginnebacher out behind the wide receiver. I have no idea what they're doing. I saw him catch some passes early.
Looks more like a 2nd and 3, doesn't it?
Yes, sir. I believe it is.
2nd down and 3, balls right at midfield.
Moore
will keep it himself, trying to break a tackle, breaks another one, gets outside, now has the corner, still on his feet, and will be pushed out of bounds right at the 30-yard line. A 20-yard gain on the play by the quarterback, Nick Moore, as he shows his shiftiness in the backfield, and brings up a 1st and 10 for Camp Point Central.
See how hard he was to tackle that time. He broke about 3 tackles on the play and just kept driving those legs, and he's strong enough to do that.
1st and 10 from the Salukis. 30-yard line. Clock counting down here in the first. Moore under center. Multi-year starter. He's back to pass. Looking to his right. The receiver slipped, and it's an incomplete pass.
Receiver went down, got back up in Thompson and tried to catch it, but it bounced off the shoulder pads. The timing, it was right on the money, but an incomplete pass.
We'll go back for a second and look at that run on the Northwestern Mutual replay by Nick Moore. A couple of Salukis had a chance for him in the backfield here, but just could not bring him down and resulted in that 20-yard run. After the incompletion, it's now 2nd and 10 for Camp Point Central. Clock stopped with the incompletion here.
My contention, if Moore threw the ball 30 times a game, he would have 3,000 or 4,000 yards passing. He puts it on the money.
He's under center now. He comes back out, looks to the sideline. For Casey Ray, 7 seconds on the play clock. Got to go here as he's under his center again. Puts a man in motion. Now the fullback slips. Moore's going to try to keep it himself, and he's going to get sacked in the backfield. There's where that slick turf comes into play a little bit here. He loses back to the 36-yard line, a loss of 6 yards on the play, and it's 3rd down and 16 now for Camp Point Central.
Going to give the ball to Ginenbacher. His first step, he went to the ground. Moore tried to set and lost his footing in the same spot, and somebody must have watered that part of the field.
3rd down and 16 yards to go here, under 2 minutes to play in the first. Double wing formation as Moore will be under center here. Puts a man in motion, draws Red Hill offsides. And this will bring up a 3rd and 11 now and make it a little more manageable for Camp Point Central. They get 5 of the 6 yards they just lost back here to the 31-yard line. And the referee over the ball says, raise the roof.
3 penalties, 5 yards apiece, 15 yards on Red Hill early. Panthers with a flag thrown when they kicked the ball out of bounds on a kickoff.
3rd down and 11 here. And again, what would be considered 4-down territory. More to the line under center. A lot of guys up in the box this time. They'll hand it off along the right-hand side, trying to get Nate Peters some running room, and not much there. Gets to the 31, which was the line of scrimmage on the play, and it's 4th and 11.
4th and 11 on the Panthers right now. Here comes Ginenbacher, Connor Griffin, and Paben back in as we see Skimmerhorn and Joseph Friday come out, along with Nate Peters, so the original starting lineup. And then also at the tackle position comes Jaden Summey. He's actually the center.
4th down and 11 yards to go here for Camp Point Central. Salukis trying to turn them away after giving up a touchdown on one play the last time around. Moore is back to pass in the pocket, looking to his left, throws downfield. It's Thompson. He has the catch inside the 5, down to the 3-yard line, and the Panthers will have it 1st and goal. A 28-yard pass to the 3 on a good connection from Moore to Thompson. You've seen that several times this season, Jack.
Thompson, 6'4", 165, and he can catch it. No huddle. Here we go again.
Moore is under center quickly, puts Griffin in motion, hands it off to Ginenbacher. He'll go in for his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. Touchdown, Camp Point Central. 14-0 the lead now on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard, and a drive that looked like it might stall out. Came up with a big play on the pass from Moore to Thompson, and the Panthers capitalized with a touchdown one play later.
When you get that kind of a gain on a pass and you go no huddle right after that, the defense has no time to set up, and Ginenbacher just walked it in with the great blocking on the right side.
Now the Panthers for the 2-point conversion. Moore under center here. Long snap count. Takes a snap. Hands it off the deep back. That is Peters, it looks like here, and he will be in for the 2-point try. So Ginenbacher gets his 2nd touchdown of the day, set up by a big pass and catch from Nick Moore to Zach Thompson on the left hash. A good connection from 28 yards, one senior to the other, and Camp Point Central leads Red Hill 16-0.
Rewards checking, I'm not sure if there's a better checking account around.
They have 3 requirements each month, and if they meet those requirements, we will pay them the highest checking account interest rate that we have right now.
At this time, it is a very generous 4.07 APY.
As far as ID Secure goes,
it gives you protection with credit monitoring, cell phone protection.
Prevent identity theft at a reasonable cost.
It's watching out for you.
And every 90 days you get an update on it, so the peace of mind of that's very nice.
GSI grain bins are built using the highest strength steel available. This allows you to store more grain to maximize your profitability and efficiency. Buy one now and receive our winter discount program. Mixer Lumber Company, your GSI grain bin dealer.
38.5 seconds to play in the first. It's Camp Point Central 16, Bridgeport Red Hill nothing on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard. Panthers fake the onside kick, and now Rodriguez will go back to kick it off deep. A drive that looked like it was going to stall out for Camp Point Central, and then the big pass from Moore to Thompson on 4th and 11. Rodriguez puts his foot into this one. Man going back to retreat to catch this one is Reese Ralston. Ralston trying to cross the field at the 20-yard line. Trying to cut it up at the 25, has the corner. Tripped up, taken down across the 30, near the 35. They'll mark him just shy of the 35, around the 34-yard line, and that's where the Salukis will start 1st and 10 with 31.3 seconds to play here in the first period.
Paving in on the tackle that time.
Bowlers Universe open Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., Fridays until midnight, Saturdays 4 to midnight. Check out their great menu from burgers and fries, specialty pizzas, and much, much more at Bowlers Universe in Pittsfield. So the Salukis had a drive that ended in Camp Point Central territory the last time around, starting here 1st and 10 at their own 34 in what could be the last play of the opening quarter. Arbuckle will be under center, the sophomore quarterback. Calls the line set. Takes the snap, hands it off to the first back. That is Stimler, and he is met in the backfield and tackled for a loss of a yard on the play to the 33-yard line.
Darren Reagan on the tackle along with Wes Crook.
So Stimler, who had seen some success running the ball a couple of times here, not much there, and with 10 seconds left in the quarter, it doesn't look like Red Hill will come out of the huddle here. After one in Class 1A opening round playoff action, it's Camp Point Central 16, Bridgeport Red Hill nothing as you watch high school football action on Central Illinois Sports.
The Liquor Booth is your home for a huge selection of beer, wine, and spirits. The Liquor Booth has 2 locations in Quincy, 3520 Broadway and 1500 North 12th Street. The Liquor Booth, where it's always happy hour.
Another rock and roll weekend.
Burgers, better with Pepsi. As a new hunting season begins, we observe a species most rare, the hunter incompetus. The hunting ritual begins. Already he stakes his claim by bringing a duck call to a deer hunt. Disaster strikes. A devastating blow to a long-suffering species. There may be no helping the hunter incompetus, but for everyone else, no other place has it all like Farm and Home Supply. Tell my mom to pick me up soon.
Ready to start the second period. It's Camp Point Central 16, Bridgeport Red Hill nothing. As Red Hill will have the ball to start the second quarter of play. A big play by Camp Point Central on their first play from scrimmage. 68-yard run by Elijah Ginnenbacher. And then a drive that looked like, again, it was going to stall out, but a big passing play from Moore to Thompson kept it alive, and Ginnenbacher got his second touchdown of the day. Now Arbuckle is back to pass, connects with Hayden Arbuckle, but he's going to be met with some resistance in a hurry here. Back inside the 30 to the 29-yard line, loses 4 yards on the play, and brings up a 3rd down and 15 for the Salukis.
Minus 4 yards and 2 passes on the day, 1 for 2, and not much there. Zach Weir in on that tackle, and Miller also came out and helped out on that one. Mason.
3rd and long here for Red Hill.
No turnovers in the ball game to this point.
Have not, and they've been faced with some longer situations, and most of the time try to pitch it outside with that sweep. Let's see if they go with that here, as Stimler is lined up as the lone back of the backfield. Looks like a wing back offset on the right-hand side as well. Put a man in motion. They'll pitch it outside to Stimler. Stimler's going to be taken down in the backfield. Big play by Caden Niekamp. Who else? As the sophomore takes him down near the 25-yard line. A loss of 4 on the play. And it's a 4th and 19 and punt time for Bridgeport Red Hill.
And the young man that doesn't have his driver's license yet drove the man into the ground. 15-year-old Caden Niekamp. Got to meet his grandma a little bit ago. And she said, Grandpa's watching the game. Welcome. Glad you're alongside.
So the Salukis now will huddle, but I would think going to be punting here, and they will come out in punt formation as Holden Jacobson will stand near his own 11-yard line. Panthers do not send anyone back deep to receive the punt here. Wind has really died down a bit now. Panthers come after it, nearly get the block, but a good kick by Jacobson, and this is going to take a good bounce as well. Inside the 45, down to the 43-yard line. Penalty flag back near the punter, and is this going to be roughing or running into the punter?
Running into the punter is what the call is going to be on that one, Charlie. They ran right into the man.
Did they rough him, though? If they roughed him, that's a 15-yard penalty.
I don't think he's going to call roughing. I think he's going to call running into. Is that a 5?
Would be a 5.
And I think that's what we'll see.
Ball rolled down to the 43-yard line. And I think they're just going to assess it here on the end of it, running into the kicker. The referee said, oh, man, I left that flag all the way back there. He's at the 20. He's at the 15.
Nobody helped him.
Going to go retrieve that flag, and then the bad news for the white hat is he's got to get all the way back to the other side. Ball will be set at the 38-yard line for Camp Point Central, 1st and 10, following the penalty of 5 yards, their second of the afternoon.
But at least his teammate and the officiating crew didn't give him the raise the roof sign when he was running.
Slide to the left, slide to the right, crisscross.
That's what they were dancing on last week in the fourth quarter of the Panthers.
I see. On the field?
Yeah, on the sidelines.
Oh, wow.
It was pretty cool. I'll show it to you later.
Casey Ray involved in that?
No.
Oh, that's not surprising. Under center will be Nick Moore. The Panthers are 2 for 2 on touchdown drives on offensive possessions so far today. Moore is back to pass. Looking downfield, throwing to the middle. It's underthrown and incomplete here. Intended recipient was Mason Miller. It brings up a 2nd down and 10, and I wasn't so sure that Moore didn't kind of slip as he was trying to throw that ball as well.
One of the few times I've seen him throw to Miller all season long, Charlie, and following them and being in all their games but that homecoming game when we had a wedding.
They also had Ginnenbacher coming out of the backfield there on a route.
Ginnenbacher was catching passes before the game, I'm telling you.
More under center in the double wing. They'll hand it off more traditionally. This time that's Pavin. Pavin looking for running room, 1st down and more. Whoop, cuts back at the 40, 35-yard line, 30. Looks for a blocker at the 25. Going to be taken down all the way down to the Red Hill 20-yard line.
42 yards on the run, another 1st down for the Panthers, their 5th, and Pabin doing the hokey pokey and giving them a lot of looks like Griswold from many years ago from the Carthage squad.
Griswold.
Yeah, not Griswold, not Clark.
We're going to put a tree that big, Griswold.
Let me show you, old buddy.
1st and 10 from the Red Hill 21-yard line now. Hayworth leads Calhoun in the first quarter, 7-0 of a contest where the winner plays the winner of this game, Camp Point Central. Trying to score their 3rd touchdown of the afternoon. Moore will hand it off along the middle here.
Joe Friday.
Friday is going to have the touchdown, but it's going to get called back because of a hold near the 5-yard line.
Friday comes in, and he does a great job, but the hold's going to bring it back. And where will they assess that one? At the point of infraction.
Should be from the point of the infraction, which was at the 9. So this will move the ball back to the 19-yard line and actually be a 1st down and 8.
Friday will get 2 yards on the play. The penalty will be a 10-yard version, 15 yards in penalties now on the Panthers on the hold.
If you have not noticed, they have changed the holding penalties with the National Federation. If it happens behind the line of scrimmage, it goes from the line of scrimmage. If it happens in front, it is a spot foul. Here comes Moore from the sideline. Panthers up quick to the ball now. Moore under center, puts a man in motion, hands it off to the motion man along the left-hand side. That's Skimmerhorn. Skimmerhorn, he fumbled, but they'll say he was down on the play. Back near the 21-yard line, which was the original line of scrimmage. Loss of 2 on the play, and it's a 2nd and 10.
2nd down, 10 yards to go. Skimmerhorn's got to get loose so he can use that speed. Now here comes the original backs in, 3 in, 3 out, and they can do that a lot.
Central with good pace here. 9 minutes, 15 seconds and counting into the 2nd period. Moore puts a man in motion. Hands it off to the motion man. That is Pavin. Trying to turn the corner. Has a blocker out in front. Stays in bounds along the sideline. Now they'll say he's out of bounds at the 6. 15-yard pickup on the play and a 1st and goal for the Central Panthers.
Looked like he got to the 6. Let's see where they're going to spot the ball. It will be at the 6-yard line. 15 yards on the run, 60 on the day in 3 carries, 6 first down. Panthers 1st and goal from the 6.
Trying to make it a 3-score game. Under center is the quarterback, Moore. Hands it off to Ginnenbacher, running right and running into the end zone for the 3rd time this afternoon. Elijah Ginnenbacher finds the end zone from the fullback spot, and Camp Point Central leads 22-0.
Play it again, Sam. Ginnenbacher for his 3rd touchdown of the day. 68, 3 and 6 yards. Panthers with a 22-0 lead, and they'll go for 2.
2-point conversion here at the 8:54 mark of the second quarter. Moore again under center. He'll hand it off to Ginnebacher. Left side, he'll dive, and he is in for the 2-point try to make it a 24-0 Central lead. Elijah Ginnebacher having an afternoon here in the first half. This time he scores on a 6-yard touchdown run on first and goal. Camp Point Central on top, 24-0.
Go team, go! Great Rivers Bank has a digital banking app worth cheering for. Move your money, pay your bills, deposit your checks. Hooray! Hooray! Set up a budget, manage your debit card, set up account alerts, and so much more. Our digital banking will give you a reason to stand up and cheer for banking. Learn more at greatriversbank.bank. Great Rivers Bank is an equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Hey, West Central Illinois, are you looking for a great deal on a vehicle? Well, at Westtown Ford, we have a lot full of vehicles. Cars, trucks, vans, SUVs. We've got them all, and a lot of them at Westtown Ford in Jacksonville.
8 minutes, 54 seconds to play in the first half. A 24-0 lead for Camp Point Central on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard.
Rodriguez views the defense. You know, when he gets his foot into it, Charlie, he can kick the ball to the goal line.
Takes the onside kick, and now we'll have it back to kick it off deep here. Last couple of times it has been returned by Reese Ralston right down the middle.
Fastest guy is the 11 out there for the Panthers right now.
Rodriguez puts his foot into this one, kicks it more toward the sideline here, going to be taken by Colton Green. Check that. That's not Green. That's Gage Jones. Jones with the return, and he is met with a huge hit from Elijah Ginnebacher at the 30-yard line, and they'll throw a penalty flag here.
They're going to call a penalty on the tackle?
I believe that they are.
Wow. I guess he tackled him too hard.
Gets to the 30-yard line, and while they sort that out, we will have it for you here on the Northwestern Mutual Instant Replay. Let's see if we can figure out what happened here.
I don't think they're calling that on Ginnebacher, though.
You see Jones. Watch this. Let's see what happens. He tackled him. Really nothing there. It was kind of high, but he came from the side. It wasn't like it would be a targeting or anything like that. He didn't lead with the helmet. What I'm telling you is you can see it again here on the Northwestern Mutual Instant Replay. You'll see Jones come around here. Ginnebacher is going to actually come from the side and just tackled him.
They're waving it off.
Yeah, I think that's a good call by the official. I think the official from the side thought he saw something. Everybody else got together and said, "Not so fast, my friend." And they pick up the flag. 8:47 to play here in the first half of play. 24-0 the lead for Camp Point Central. Salukis trying to get some traction on the offensive side now. Single receiver wide to either side. Arbuckle is under center. Stemler is the single back of the backfield. Arbuckle draws the Panthers offside.
Yeah, Miller's going to be offside that time.
Put a man in motion, a la what Camp Point Central did to the Salukis earlier, and it's a 1st and 5 now from the 35-yard line. Real Net and Twine, located north of Pittsfield across from the airport, your local headquarters for concrete lawn ornaments, statues, fountains, benches, and much, much more. Stop by and see Rick and Tracy Reel at Real Net and Twine. 1st down and 5 yards to go for Red Hill from their own 35-yard line. Arbuckle calls the line set. Puts a man in motion. Going to pitch it out to the motion man this time, and Hayden Arbuckle. Arbuckle looking for the corner, and he's tripped up and taken down. Griffin, I think, is the man that got the shoestring tackle that time. They're going to put the ball right at the 35-yard line. No gain, no loss. 2nd and 5.
Yep, he kind of came out of nowhere, did Griffin, on that outside linebacker, and he was able to get the shoestring tackle on that one.
2nd down, 5 yards to go, so the 5-yard penalty still has given the Salukis good opportunity to pick up a fresh set of downs here.
Quincy up 21-0 first quarter.
Over West Chicago. Arbuckle, quick pass, right-hand side. Intended receiver was Moore, too high this time, and it's 3rd and 5.
3 passes, 1 completed for a loss of 4 yards on the day, so that hasn't been the positive so far for Red Hill.
Avery Arbuckle is just a sophomore, 5'8", 140 pounds. Signal caller for the 5-4 Salukis. Trying to pick up 5 yards here to get a first down are the Salukis with 8:02 to play in the second. Arbuckle calls the line set. See if they try that sweep play again to Stimler. Nope, he's back to pass. Looking for more. He's got it, and he's got the first down. Same play they just tried to run a moment ago. Other than the pass was on target this time. Up to the 44-yard line, a 9-yard pickup on the play, and a 1st and 10 for the Salukis.
Third first down of the ball game for the Salukis.
Nice connection that time, and good confidence by head coach Billy Gray and his sophomore quarterback to go right back to the play they ran a moment ago. And that ball was right on the money. A little bit bobbled, actually, by Moore, as you see on the Northwestern Mutual replay. But he was able to bring it in, was Lance Moore, the 6'5", 181-pound senior. 1st and 10. Arbuckle under center. You can hear his cadence all the way over here. A little shimmy shake of the shoulders. Going to try to throw it downfield. Underthrown and nearly intercepted. Goes out of bounds. Moore playing the ball hawk back there. Nearly had the pick. It goes out of bounds and brings up a 2nd down and 10.
Kind of slings the ball from the side more than that traditional pass. Kind of like you see in the Kansas City games on a Sunday. He didn't make quite the money that young man Mahomes makes. Didn't give as much away either.
Me neither.
Not quite.
Not quite. 2nd down and 10. Clock stops with the incompletion. Arbuckle with a single receiver wide to either side. Puts the other young Arbuckle in motion. This is Hayden Arbuckle looking for running room, driving the legs right at midfield. In fact, he gets to the Panther 49-yard line before he's taken down. Good strong run on the play, a 7-yard pickup. It will bring up a 3rd down and 3.
Niekamp blew it in on the tackle, but I'll tell you, at that time, Hayden Arbuckle did a nice job driving the legs. 21 yards, 5 carries. We'll have all those totals for you at halftime on the Little Jess Motors halftime show. Hope you'll stay tuned. 6:54 away.
QND and Atwood tied at 14, 8:57 to play in the third. 3rd down and 3 just inside Panther territory for the Salukis. Arbuckle. Long snap count again. Hands it off the deep back here. This, I believe, is Holden Jacobson. He gets free and has the first down. Down to the Panthers' 36-yard line. A pickup of 13 yards and a 1st and 10 for Red Hill. Biggest run of the day by Jacobson. He's also a sophomore, Jack. 6 foot, 190 pounds.
Yeah, that backfield with that sophomore quarterback and him looking pretty darn talented together. Plus more youth in that lineup. That quarterback's not very big. He's kind of hard to spot back there.
1st and 10. Wishbone formation now behind Arbuckle, the quarterback. Takes a snap. Going to pass to the right-hand side. Trying to run a little slant. It is caught. Met here by Reese Ralston, and now he is slung backwards. But what a catch by Ralston down to the 21-yard line to pick up a 15 yards and another 1st and 10 for the Salukis, who have something going now.
5th first down of the ball game, 20 yards in passing as he's completed 3 out of 5 and 2 in this series.
Just a quick little slant here.
This series started at the 30-yard line. They're down to the Panther 21 with 5:45 and counting left in the half. Panthers lead at 24-0 on the PCRE Real Estate scoreboard.
You can tell the Saluki squad has some grit to them. 1st and 10 from the Camp Point Central 21. Arbuckle takes the snap, hands it off at the deep back. That's Hayden Arbuckle looking for room on the right side. Not much there.
Kind of disappeared that time with Ginenbacher finishing things off. Wes Crooks in on the play along with Wilkie.
2-yard pickup to the 19-yard line. 1-yard pickup to the 20-yard line as they'll set it back to the big line, and it's 2nd down and 9. Had some good long drives here, had the Salukis, as far as controlling the clock.
And they've taken their time going to the line of scrimmage and used that play clock. You want to shorten the game when you're playing somebody like Camp Point Central.
Single receiver out wide to the right-hand side is Reese Ralston. Wishbone formation. Arbuckle takes the snap, going to pitch it outside. Stimler looking for running room. He's met right at the line of scrimmage.
Riggs in on the tackle with Niekamp finishing it off.
They're going to give him a forward progress of a yard on the play to the 19 and bring up a 3rd down and 8. That play has worked a couple of times, but not this time, as Rigg did a nice job staying home and making the one-on-one tackle with Stimler.
It was a quick hitter.
So a 3rd down, 8 yards to go. Ball resting just inside the 20-yard line.
Little quick pass might get him 6 here.
Double wing formation. Arbuckle puts a man in motion, and Hayden Arbuckle. He's back to pass. The sophomore looking for some room now, going to tuck it and try to run back to the left-hand side. Look out, in open field. He is taken down with a big hit here near the 17-yard line. Gain of 2 on the play. Ran a long way to gain those 2, and it's 4th down and 6 yards to go for Red Hill.
The drum major came in and put the boom on that time, did he not, in West Crooks?
And it's 4th down to go here for Red Hill. With 3 minutes 40 seconds to play in the half, I believe you're going to see the Salukis take a timeout here. They're going to run some time off the clock. And, you know, Coach Billy Gray, I've been fairly impressed, as we said, with the grit in his team. And you can tell they're a well-coached squad, and he has a game plan for this game. He's trying to shorten it, and he's going to run the clock all the way down here on the play clock before he takes his first time out of the afternoon as they set up for the 4th down play. We'll pause as well. 3:14 to play in the half. Back with you after this.
Damon Plumbing, serving all of Pike County and the surrounding area with quality residential and commercial plumbing services. Damon Plumbing offers septic installation, drain cleaning, new water lines, remodel work for your home, or if you're planning a new build, make sure you include the Damon boys. To get it right the first time, no job too big. Have you seen Braden and Doug? Or too small? Sorry, Corby, couldn't resist. Call Braden at 217-491-5415 or Doug at 217-617-2318. Damon Plumbing, recommended by our family for your family. Press Yours On You would like to wish all the area teams the best of luck this year. If you're looking to get your team shirts or just looking for spirit wear for yourself, remember Press Yours On You. We have over 1,400 square foot of retail space in our shop. Stop by and see us and check out our offerings. Business lets us help you promote your brand. Decoration methods we offer include screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving. Thank you to everyone in our community for the support over the last 16 years. Thank you for supporting local. Press Yours On You, 506 West Wood, Camp Point, Illinois.
3 minutes, 14 seconds to play in the half. Camp Point Central on top, 24-0. Red Hill with a big play here, 4th and 6 from the Camp Point Central 17-yard line.
You got a fancy play, this is the time to run it.
Might see just try to pitch it outside again here. They've run that sweep to the wide side of the field a number of times. This time they'll run a little inside handoff. Ball carrier is Holden Jacobson, and he's down near the 11, very close to the 1st down marker. Very, very close, and I think this will result in a measurement.
It's going to be a measurement, and I think they're going to be less than the length of a football short if they measure it.
Well, it's from the 17, gets to the 11. That should be enough for a 1st down on a 4th and 6, and they'll say, bring out the chains. So as they bring the chains on the field, it gives us an opportunity to remind you about Damon Emmerich at Great Rivers Bank, here to help you with your auto, residential, and commercial loan needs. Call Damon Emmerich, 217-285-4404.
Now we test and see if the guys that drew the lines made them straight. And this squad usually does a good job.
It will be very close. On the measurement, referees will stretch it out, and he is less than the nose of a football short. I mean less than the nose of the football, Jack, from the white stripe to the end of the football, short of a 1st down and a turnover on downs.
Less than a half a football, and they run out of downs. It'll be Panther ball, 1st and 10, but deep in their own territory at the 11.
3 minutes, 8 seconds to play in the half. Another drive for Red Hill. That took nearly 5 minutes and, well, it would be 5 minutes and 59 seconds off the clock, if my math is correct.
Good time management. Panthers now will try to take the ball down the field with 3 timeouts. They got 89 yards to go.
Ball is at their own 11-yard line. Moore will be under center. Puts a man in motion, and Pavin. Now he'll return him to the wing on the left-hand side. Wipes the hands on the towel that's attached to the center's backside. Moore now again under center. Puts Griffin in motion. He'll hand it off to Griffin, looking for running on the right side, and nothing there.
He's going to lose big yardage on that play.
Back to the 5-yard line. A loss of 6 yards on the play, and a 2nd down and 15 for Camp Point Central.
Griffin 2 carries a -3 yards. That's not what they were looking for there. They're trying to get that counter outside.
Second down and 15 yards to go. Dangerous territory here, back at your own 5, too. They'll hand the ball off to Ginenbacher. He's slung down quickly on the play. Tackler there was Holden Jacobson to the 6-yard line, just a 1-yard pickup, and it's 3rd and 14 quickly here for Camp Point Central, and the Salukis trying to hold them tight here and get the ball back with good field position with just over 2 minutes left in the first half.
If I was the Salukis, I might have called a timeout there.
Look for Jack Thompson possibly on a pass here. He's on the right-hand side. There goes Moore back to pass, looking for Thompson. Thompson runs the little out, and the ball is well underthrown. Incomplete pass, and it brings up a 4th down and 14.
It'll be punt formation, and Moore's the guy that does the punting with 2:13 left in the half. That was a quick 3 and out.
Started with 3:08 and end the drive with 2 minutes and 13 seconds. Well, officially they'll end it once the... Now Red Hill has some trouble getting players in and out. Camp Point Central could snap it here. And Moore is surveying the field.
Needs a good hike from center. Usually does a real steady job of getting that punt away.
He is about 3 yards away from the back of the end zone here is Nick Moore. They've not done this a ton this year, punting. It's a punt toward the sideline, and it's going to take a bounce and go out of bounds near the 45-yard line.
What a good spiral on that play.
Call the 44, and that is where Red Hill will start 1st and 10 in Camp Point Central territory at the 44-yard line with 2 minutes and 8 seconds to play in the first half.
Plenty of time with 2 timeouts left for Red Hill, but they'll have to open up the offense a little bit. Panthers be looking for a turnover here. Maybe they could get a pick and a pick 6 if they could. They're up 24-0. Good first half of football. I'm impressed with this 5-4 Red Hill team. They said if we're going to drive that far, we're going to come and play hard. Kind of reminds you of how Pleasant Hill plays football a lot of times. Very hard-nosed and very controlled.
The referee not a fan of the music, evidently. He's not a karaoke night guy. Wishbone formation. Arbuckle is under center. Going to pitch it outside. Halfback pass here as Hayden Arbuckle going to throw it downfield, and it's going to be picked off. Nick Moore with the interception right on cue there and back near the 15-yard line. Tried the trick play, did the Salukis, and it's the trick and a pick this time to the 13-yard line. That's where Camp Point Central gets the ball right back with 2:01 to play here in the half.
2:01 left in the half, and you've given them all 3 timeouts to get the ball right back, and that pass had no chance of being completed by anybody but a couple of Panthers. Moore took it away from his teammate.
Yeah, it looked like Moore and Pabin were both back there with a chance to intercept that ball. As you see it on the Northwestern Mutual replay, thanks to Sheila Davidsmeyer of Northwestern Mutual for being our replay sponsor. Skimmerhorn trying to get the outside and does not get the turn. Going to lose a short yardage on the play, and a man down for Red Hill is Lance Moore. They'll stop the clock to let him get off the field. Loss of 2 on the play by Skimmerhorn to the 11-yard line.
Skimmerhorn on wet field seems to have trouble planning and turning, and that time it just got stretched out. That's because of Red Hill's defense.
2nd down and 12.
Panthers back with that regular backfield. Thompson wide to the right.
Now they're going to try to get it outside with Pabin. Pabin looking for some running room and has a big gain on the play. Jack, he might go. He's going to go for a touchdown. Look at this. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. No flags on the field. And Drew Pabin, like he was shot out of a cannon, takes this one to the house.
89 yards for Pabin. Looked like he was going to be stopped, but you've seen Drew before, and so have I. 89 yards, 1:19 left in the half, and Pabin puts his team up by 30 with the 2-point conversion coming the way.
Pabin gets outside and down the near sideline, broke a tackle, and then, man, he was gone. Nobody catching him from behind. And the first guy not named, Ginenbacher, to score a touchdown today for Camp Point Central.
Pabin with 149 yards with a 60-yard or a 42 and then that 89.
2-point try here now for the Panthers, up 30-0. They were a man short.
Well, the man is the quarterback, and that's my mistake. That's Blewett coming in late.
So, Gavin, you're in on this play. Go play left, tight end. All right. Now they're going to pitch the ball outside again to Pabin. He is met at the line of scrimmage, but runs over the man for the 2-point try. Drew Pabin imposing his will on the 2-point conversion. Camp Point Central 32, Red Hill nothing as you watch high school football action on Central Illinois Sports.
When it comes to financial planning, most financial companies focus on your income. At Northwestern Mutual, we focus on your outcome. That's why we know what it takes to succeed both on your balance sheet and in your life. It takes the right financial partner who looks at where you are now and where you want to go and design a financial plan to take you there so you can achieve the life you're after today and every day after. Focus on your financial outcome with Northwestern Mutual. Contact Sheila Davidsmeyer today. Her office is located at 311 West Washington in Pittsfield, Illinois, or visit SheilaDavidsmeyer.nm.com. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
1:19 to play in the half. 32-0 is the Camp Point Central lead of the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard. PCRERealestate.com. If you're buying or selling a home, farm ground, commercial property, or looking to conduct an auction, think of the folks at PCRE Real Estate and Auction.
Can't tell you the last time I remember the Panthers 4 for 4 in 2-point conversions, so that's a positive coming into the playoffs.
Last time I remember it was October 28th of 2023. Rodriguez has it teed up here. Fakes the onside. Back to kick it off deep here.
I know it's ridiculous, but you go for the little short kick here with 1:19 left in the half and get the ball, they'd still have a lot of field to get him if they get it on a short one.
I don't disagree. They'll kick it deep, though. Man on the return will be Levi McCulloch. McCulloch looking for some running room, and he is slung around and spun down near the 25. And that is where the Salukis will start first and 10 at their own 25. 1 minute, 13 seconds to play in the half, and 2 timeouts still in their pocket. Waters Concrete, Tim Waters, they offer quality concrete for your new build, driveways, decorative patios, sidewalks, anything with concrete. It's Waters Concrete, ready to serve you. Call 309-252-1052. First and 10 for the Salukis from their own 25. Wishbone formation, Arbuckle will be under center. Takes a snap, hands it off to the fullback along the right-hand side. Stimler, I believe, is the ball carrier here. He'll get it out to the 30-yard line, and Camp Point Central will call a timeout. Gain on the play of 5 yards, brings up a second down and 5, but a timeout by the Panthers, Jack, to try to preserve some of that clock. They'd like to get the ball back here yet in this first half.
Well, I think, you don't understand why you want to get to 40, but you can get those varsity kids off the field and protect them for the next round. And so you get to 40 as quickly as you possibly can, and that's why they're calling the timeout. But, the 5-yard gain makes it a 2nd and 5 at the 30. That might open things up a little bit more for Red Hill to try something to get some points on the board.
At last check, it is 14-13 Hayworth in the second quarter over Calhoun. So 14-13, Calhoun missed the extra point.
So if you look at that, and they do kick extra points, but if you look at that, if Hayworth wins, they'll be here next week if Central can hang on. If Calhoun wins, it would be at Calhoun next week. And Calhoun, the 30-22 loser in a halftime score that ended up being the final score on this field. But, you get in the kingdom of Calhoun, anything can happen.
2nd and 5, clock stopped with the timeout by the Panthers. 1:05 to play here in the first half. Avery Arbuckle under center. Single receiver out wide to the right and to the left. He is going to run the option play with Hayden Arbuckle. Arbuckle with the gain near the sticks here, up to the 35-yard line. Should be enough for a first down, and then a penalty flag flies in late. We could see 15 more added on here.
Arbuckle picks up 5 on the play.
Actually 4 officially, Jack, and let's see what the penalty flag is about here.
Now he's going to be short of the first down marker, but the penalty should give it to him, you'd think.
They're going to wave it off again.
Well,
so it's 3rd and 1.
The side judges must, anticipate things, and the referee said, no way, now we're under a minute.
To the 34-yard line, and the clock rolling here with 50 seconds and counting in the first, and nobody called the timeout here.
Should be some new time on the play clock, I do believe.
Yeah, they got to get that figured out.
Yeah, that'll get reset.
3rd and 1 here with less than 30 seconds to play in the half.
They don't have to hike the ball.
Nope, they just now blew it live, so Coach Billy Gray, I think, is going to say, I thought he was going to run it out for the half. He is going to call a timeout instead, their second of the half. Yeah, that was kind of surprising to me, but we'll take it as well. 20.5 seconds to play in the half on Central Illinois Sports.
This is Colt Mixer from Mixer Lumber Company in Clayton, Illinois. We have been selling grain bins for over 40 years. Our company provides years of experience, service, and quality products you can count on. GSI Grain Bins are a trusted company and are now offering their winter discounts. This is the time of year to order your new GSI Grain Bin. Mixer Lumber Company, where we treat people the way you want to be treated. Give us a call at 217-894-6412.
Another rock and roll weekend.
Burgers, better with Pepsi.
Back to live action, 3rd down, 1 yard to go for Bridgeport Red Hill from their own 34-yard line after the timeout. Arbuckle will turn and hand it off. Ball carrier is Holden Jacobson. He's taken down up near the 38-yard line, a gain of 4 yards on the play, picks up the 1st down, and let's see if anybody wants to call a timeout.
6th first down of the ball game, unless it's Red Hill, I can't imagine, but maybe he'll call that.
And it looks like Coach Gray will call his final timeout of the half. Why not? You can't take him with you, right?
That's right.
All it takes is a couple broken tackles and a touchdown here, and you could have some momentum headed into the break. 15.2 seconds to play in the half. We're back with you after this.
At Logan Agri-Service, we consider it a badge of honor to be recognized as one of the larger independent suppliers of crop protection chemicals in the Midwest. We've worked hard for years to provide you with the access to the best herbicides, insecticides, and fungicides from top manufacturers because we know without you, our local farmers, we wouldn't be here. When you have questions, call our local experts to discuss what works best for your fields and your situation, or visit us online at loganag.com. Serving agriculture since 1962.
15.2 seconds to play in the half, and some sort of discussion being had. I don't exactly know what is. Billy Gray is still in the huddle with his team on a timeout. Brad Dixon was questioning something with the officials, and I'm really perplexed on what it might even be here. And Brad Dixon's about as fired up as you see him.
Not often.
Not sure what about either still, but we'll play on. They'll start the clock, so they're going to say that actually was not a timeout taken by Red Hill.
Why in the world wasn't it a timeout?
I don't know. I think that's what Brad Dixon might have been asking as well. But either way, the final seconds are going to run off the clock, and we head to the Little Jess Motors halftime show, where Camp Point Central leads Red Hill 32-0.
There's a road that makes all the difference between the good and the great. A road less traveled for the few who can handle the grind. One of hard work, dedication, integrity, and leadership, with a respect for heritage and tradition and a willingness to adapt. At Little Jess, we travel that road every day because we believe in that difference. And we dare our competition to try and keep up. Little Jess, serving the tri-state area since 1969.
Luke and Aaron Fessler at Fessler Insurance are here to help you with all of your insurance needs. Fessler Insurance, a country financial agency, provides life, health, auto, home, and farm insurance. Trust your insurance needs to the local folks at Fessler Insurance. Call for a quote today at 217-285-4429 or stop by at 1165 West Washington Street in Pittsfield for Fessler Insurance. Cedar Lake Campground has been owned and operated by the Kramberg family for over 50 years. Located off of Highway 24 between Coatesburg and Camp Point, Cedar Lake Campground is a quiet family campground that you're sure to enjoy. With 60 RV spots with water and electric and our 5-acre lake, it's a perfect spot for a weekend spent fishing, spending time with family, and enjoying the great outdoors. Find out more about Cedar Lake Campground on Facebook or call 217-455-4602.
Here in Pittsfield, we're focused on maintaining a healthy, diverse economic base to increase opportunities for our residents. Economic factors greatly affect a community's overall potential, and we strive to continue our prosperous culture. The availability of both commercial and industrial employment centers and new lucrative entrepreneurship opportunities are major assets for growth and development here in Pittsfield. In addition to providing employment and income to people, Pittsfield also boasts several tax incentive districts to further facilitate economic growth. Examples of growth and success can be seen throughout Pittsfield. Pittsfield is located within Pike County and widely known for the abundance of white-tailed deer, and is also home to companies that have capitalized from the region's natural resources. Located over on Madison Street, Whitetail Properties is a major local and international employer that truly embodies the local and economic spirit of Pittsfield. State-of-the-art communications and telecommuting are available here. Be sure to catch their televised series throughout the week on the Sportsman Channel. Come grow and be a part of something great in Pittsfield, Illinois.
I like hard work. I mean, I kind of was raised that way. You really do make a difference. You're helping ship out food to feed people. Someone's got to do it, and I don't mind doing the hard work of it, you know. That gives me meaning, and I do go home rewarded. Every time I drop off a pallet, it's kind of corny, but I look back at it with a sense of pride. I'm like, yep, I built that, it looks awesome, and then I just drive away. I love it. When my life needed meaning, I chose Doc.
Welcome back on the Little Jess Motors halftime show. At the break, it is Camp Point Central 32, Red Hill nothing. Halftime stats are brought to you in part by LSST Trucking and 3D Leasing. Call 217-285-2808. Trucking for all of your hauling needs. Let the Dunham boys and their professional team keep you rolling. 217-285-2808 for LSST Trucking and 3D Leasing.
As we take a look at scoring in the first half, Panthers had the ball 5 times on the offense, scored 4 of those 5 times. You'll hear a couple of them on extremely long runs, but the Panthers caused Red Hill to go 4 and out on their first on a punt. Ginnenbacher, first play from center, 9:29 left in the first quarter, would go 68 yards. Paben with the 3-yard run for the conversion, 8-0 Panthers. Panthers would get the ball right back, or not right back, but at the end of the first quarter with 38.5 seconds left. Ginnenbacher, 3-yard run, and Peters on the 2-point conversion, 16-0 Panthers after 1 quarter. At the 8:59 mark of the second quarter of play, it would be Ginnenbacher with his 3rd touchdown of the first half on a 6-yard run. Elijah would run it in from 3 yards, 24-0 Panthers. Then with 1:29 left in the half, after the Panthers punted, a quick interception by Nick Moore saw Drew Paben on the second play from scrimmage on that series go 89 yards on a counter play on the right side, broke outside, beat everybody down the sidelines, 89 yards. He'd carry it in for 3 more, and the score 32-0 at halftime here. This is the Little Jess Motors halftime show. Little Jess, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram in Quincy, Illinois, the place to go for your next vehicle purchase. Their staff is committed to making the car buying process simple and making sure each customer's needs are satisfied. They've been doing it for years as the Griffin family. Learn more at littlejessmotor.com or stop by and see them at 3431 Main Street in Quincy. The score at halftime, PCRE Real Estate Scoreboard, 32-0 Panthers. Individual stats come your way at halftime after these.
Before the TAVR, I was very active, worked out at the Croc Center. I would say less than a week. Well, of course, Amy tells me I couldn't do squats. She even wrote it in my discharge paper. Great big, Sandy, no squats. So I did a couple.
Oh my word.
Don't tell her.
I knew she was going to, but I have the best job in the world to get to work with these patients.
The golf course has been around since 1957. When we looked at doing the deck outside, we looked at a lot of different options, but everything led back to Pike County Lumber. We looked at quality, price, and service. We wound up going with Tamco, composite decking. Pike County Lumber was great to work with.
Griffin Signs and Time at 122 South 9th Street in Quincy is a full-service sign company that can complete any project, from fully wrapping your entire fleet of vehicles, digital signs, storefronts, to creating small banners and signs. The right and professional signage is the difference of getting the job heading folks in the correct direction to find you, or creating a brand recognition for potential customers. Put the right signs in your customer's mind with Griffin Signs and Time. Call 217-228-7470.
Are you short on time or budget, but your family is hungry? It's time for the Maya Authentic Mexican Restaurant in Pittsfield. Try the Maya Special, a crowd favorite. Delicious grilled fajitas, steaks, nachos Mexicano, salads in a tortilla bowl, the tastiest salsa and cheese sauce around, and the fastest service anywhere. You can afford it. It's the Maya Mexican Restaurant on Washington Street. Call ahead with your order and you can pick it up in the drive-thru, 217-285-4526. The Maya Restaurant in Pittsfield.
Since 1921, Farmers State Bank of Camp Point has been a vital part of our community's history. We are proud of our growth, our community leadership, and our success, which is only possible because of all those who shared this journey with us. We are grateful to the generations of loyal customers, families, businesses, employees, officers, and directors who have shaped not only our story, but our entire communities. Thank you. We look forward to serving you and your future generations for the next 100 years. Farmers State Bank and Camp Point. Together, we are a strong, united community.
The caring and experienced professionals at Hamilton Funeral Homes are here to support you through this difficult time. We offer a range of personalized services to suit your family's wishes and requirements. You can count on us to help you plan a personal, lasting tribute to your loved one, and we'll carefully guide you through the many decisions that must be made during this challenging time. You're welcome to call us at any time of the day, any day of the week. Visit our funeral home in person or on the web at hamiltonfuneralhome.com. Call 217-593-6517.
Back on the Little Jess Motors halftime show, Panthers lead at 32-0. Individual stats or team stats look like this. Panthers 276 yards rushing in the first half, 28 yards passing, 304. On the other side, 26 carries, 76 yards on the ground for Red Hill. They are 3 of 6 passing for 20 yards with 1 interception in the first half of play, and that is 96 yards in the first half. Individually for Bridgeport, Red Hill, rushing, Hayden Arbuckle, 8 carries, 27 yards, 11 carries for 25 yards for Sam Stimler, and 22 yards for Holden Jacobson on 5 carries. 2 carries for Avery Arbuckle, the quarterback, a -2 and a +2, no positive yards. He is 3 for 6 with an interception and has thrown for 20 yards in the first half. Passing, Reese Ralston, 15 yards, 9 for Lance Moore, a -4 for Hayden Arbuckle in the first half, and 6 first downs. Panthers with 8 first downs in the first half, and on the rushing side, 2 yards for Joseph Friday, a -4 for Wyatt Skimmerhorn in 2 carries, 14 yards for Nick Moore in 2 carries, 162 yards for Drew Pabin on 5 carries, 82 yards for Elijah Ginnenbacher with 3 touchdowns, Drew Pabin with 1. Connor Griffin is a -3 yards in 2 carries and 3 yards on the positive side for Nate Peters on an extra point carry. 28 yards, 1 for 4 on the day for Nick Moore in the first half, and the Panthers with 304 total yards. They lead it 32-0 here at halftime. We'll take a break. More comes your way on the halftime show after this.
One size fits all. That may be all right for an adjustable belt or cheap sunglasses, but when it comes to your financial needs, no one wants a one-size-fits-all strategy. Derek Harris is your Pike and Adams County area Edward Jones financial advisor. Derek Harris's most important goals are yours. That's why Derek will take the time to understand your needs so he can recommend personalized strategies with your goals in mind. Contact Derek Harris today at 217-222-7173. Knowing you, that's how Edward Jones makes sense of investing. Member SIPC. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. You've heard that phrase many times, and Rod Prentice in Pittsfield, your State Farm agent, is the guy you can count on to be your friend and neighbor in the insurance business. He has a complete line of insurance available for you from State Farm Insurance. You can reach him at 217-285-6930. Our family trusts Rod Prentice with all of our insurance needs. Stop by their office on Washington Street and see the girls. And Rod Prentice, your State Farm agent, 217-285-6930.
Jersey's World! Jersey's World! Party time! Excellent! Party on, James! Party on, Todd!
Jersey's Bar and Grill in Camp Point, where you can find the best burgers, sandwiches, and steaks, all locally sourced from GJY Beef Company.
We love beer! We love beer!
Ice cold draft beer. Enjoy one of our many craft selections on the patio. All at Jersey's Bar and Grill, 109 East Jefferson, Camp Point, Illinois.
Chris Nichols, managing broker and owner of PCRE Real Estate and Auction, has over 15 years of experience, specializing in selling hunting and recreational properties and farmland. Chris prides himself on combining buyers and sellers, both local and from around the country, to help both parties achieve their land investment goals. Chris takes the time to walk clients through the process of selling their property from start to finish, making the experience feel seamless and enjoyable. Contact Chris Nichols and PCRE Real Estate and Auction at 217-473-3777.
Prairie Land FS provides complete seed and application service. Our trained energy specialist, along with our crop specialist, can help you take your farming to the next level. Prairie Land FS, your leading supplier of choice.
At Full Throttle Parts, we do spray-on bed liners, a brand called Patriot Liner. It is very elite. It actually enhances the resale value of anything you put it on or off-road.
Go Full Throttle!
Go Full Throttle.
The Farmers National Bank of Griggsville, with locations in Griggsville, Mount Sterling, and Pittsfield. Maybe you ask, why choose Farmers National Bank of Griggsville? The answer is simple. Local people, local decisions, and local commitment with local investments. We have many products and services to meet your needs. We invite you to find out more about us. Go to fmbgriggsville.com and explore all the services we offer. Visit any of our 3 friendly locations in Mount Sterling, Griggsville, and Pittsfield today. The Farmers National Bank of Griggsville, local people helping local people, member FDIC. Time to be thinking about tax planning. You can count on Illinois FBFM for accounting, consulting, and tax preparation for farmers and businesses in Pike, Brown, and Adams County. Phone 217-593-7233. That's 593-7233. Illinois FBFM can take care of your farm accounting needs. Get your accounts in order for this tax season. Contact Jesse Shootman, Emily Matthews, and Brad Wellman. Illinois FBFM in Camp Point, working for you.
Back with you on the Little Jess Motors halftime show. 32-0 is the Camp Point Central advantage here at the halftime break on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard. We can tell you Greenfield Northwestern leading Nokomis 32-0 at the half. Calhoun 21-14 over Hayworth at the half. The winner of that game plays the winner of this contest. We can also tell you headed to the fourth, it's Quincy Notre Dame over Atwood Hammond 21-14. In their contest, the Carrollton game got a little farther apart in the second half as Cesar Valier leads 34-8 over Carrollton with just 3 minutes left in the contest. Kewanee Wethersfield and Awana leading Deer Creek Mackinac 41-6 with 5 minutes to play in their contest. Tuscola up 7-0 on Belleville Altoff, just underway in the first quarter. 11:37 to play in the first. Kind of looks like one of those things they might have run back a kickoff, eh? Also, Oneida Rova trying to pull the upset on Sterling Newman Catholic, 28-14, the lead for Rova in that game. On the 2A side, Athens leads Piasaw Southwestern in the fourth quarter, 26-7. Moment beat Knoxville in a tight game, 16-8. Breeze Mater Dei on the road, but having no trouble with Carmi White County. 40-14 is the score there. Headed to the fourth, Downs Tri-Valley picks up a postseason shutout, 24-0 over El Paso Gridley. At halftime, Johnston City leads Auburn 8-0. Lawrenceville over Vandalia 16-14 at the half. With 7 minutes to play in the first half, Maroa Forsyth leads Palos Heights Chicago Christian 14-0. Finals from Nashville 49-7 over Pana, and from Shelbyville 48-0 Shelbyville over Trenton Wesleyan. On the road at half, Taylor Ridge Rockridge leading Westville 20-0. In Class 3A, Greenville on top of Fairfield at the half, 21-6. Fairbury Prairie Central, a road win over Chicago North Lawndale by a running clock, 48-6. Mount Carmel leading Benton 21-10 near the half. Dupac a 34-0 win over Oregon today in a game that started at 1 o'clock. Princeton leading Paxton Buckley Loda 44-7 near the end of that contest. Stanford Olympia on top of Litchfield 20-17 in a tight contest with 6 minutes to play in the ball game. And Sullivan Okaw Valley leads Clinton 14-13 near the end of the third period. We can also tell you at last check, Quincy High was well on their way with a 35-0 halftime lead. 4 touchdowns by young Mr. Little from the quarterback spot, and a very talented Blue Devils squad looking like they're going to win their postseason opener today at Flynn Stadium. Here it's 32-0. Camp Point Central on top of Red Hill. The Panthers get the ball to start the second half, and we'll have that for you after this timeout on Central Illinois Sports.
Press Yours on You would like to wish all the area teams the best of luck this year. If you're looking to get your team shirts or just looking for spirit wear for yourself, remember Press Yours on You. We have over 1,400 square foot of retail space in our shop. Stop by and see us and check out our offerings. Business lets us help you promote your brand. Decoration methods we offer include screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving. Thank you to everyone in our community for the support over the last 16 years. Thank you for supporting local. Press Yours on You, 506 West Wood, Camp Point, Illinois. United Community Bank has been serving our community in banking since 1973 and is a proud member of the Pittsfield Strong United community. UCB brings you the latest banking technology, security, and convenience you expect, delivered with friendly local service you deserve from your community bank. UCB invites you to stop in for a visit at number 1 Professional Plaza in Pittsfield, or you can find them online at ucbbank.com. United Community Bank, the leader of community banking, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Sign up for a Saki Rewards debit card. Best Systems Insulators offer insulation for homes and commercial buildings throughout central Illinois and the surrounding areas. We take great care to ensure that the insulation products we use are the best fit for our clients and their project. We understand that different buildings have different needs and that each of our clients has a unique set of goals. Let us work with you to find the best solution for your next project. Call Best Systems Insulators at 217-285-6005. That's 285-6005. Or visit them online at GoBestSystems.com.
Ready to start the third period here at Camp Point Central. 32-0 Panthers with the lead. After one half of play, they will get the football to start the second half as Red Hill has it teed up, ready to kick this one off. And with one of the more interesting formations for kickoffs that I've ever seen, Silas Perrott has it teed up, ready to kick this one off.
Well, the Panthers look like they're ready for something, don't they?
It is an onside kick attempt, and
didn't go far enough.
Well, I think somebody was offsides, or there was not a ready for play whistle yet.
Well, they hit the ball before it went 10 yards, too.
There's no penalty. There was no ready for play whistle.
Ah.
So that could be a legal procedure, honestly. Why wouldn't that be a 5-yard penalty?
I was going to say, if you start before the whistle, that's the illegal procedure.
Calhoun up 28-14 over Hayworth in the third quarter of their contest.
I kind of felt like they would be okay on that. Now they're going to set up differently, huh?
The element of surprise was gone, evidently.
Might do it anyway.
And going to kick it. And Pabin going to let it bounce and pick it up off the ground around the 26-yard line. Looking for the wing here, and now the penalty flag flies. Down to the 39-yard line, and this one going to come back.
Well, it's going to come back part of the way anyway.
Holding is going to be the call here.
39, so does it go to the 29, or does it go from that spot?
Should be a 10-yard penalty from the spot.
So it'll go to the 33.
No, it should be from the end of the run on the return. Yep, 29-yard line is where it should sit.
29-yard line, Panthers with the ball, 1st and 10.
Sorry, I had to process in my mind what you were saying out loud. And wasn't processing very well. 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line.
Most of the time I confuse myself.
I agree. Moore will be under center. Elijah Ginnenbacher had 3 touchdowns in the first half, lined up at fullback. He'll get the first carry of the second half, breaks a tackle, hurdles a man, and now is taken down near the 36-yard line. A gain of 7 yards on the first play from scrimmage here in the second half. A 2nd down and 3 coming up for Camp Point Central.
Pretty good one-hand tackle on the ankle. No huddle. Here come the Panthers.
Up to the line quickly as Moore puts a man in motion. Runs into the motion man, hands it off to Ginnenbacher, breaks a tackle. Across midfield, now breaks another, 45-40. Man trying to chase him down from behind. Hanging on to his arm of the football, but rides him down near the 22-yard line. A pickup on the play of 44 yards and a 1st and 10 for Camp Point Central.
First time this season the Panthers have had 2 guys over 100 yards, 162 for Pavin, 133 for Ginnenbacher now on 7 carries in the 9th first down.
Nobody really necessarily what I'd call statistically impressive on paper for Camp Point Central. Just a well-balanced team.
Yep.
Here's Friday with a carry now. Friday here on this Saturday afternoon takes it to the 19-yard line. Pick up 3 yards on the play.
6 yards on the day and 2 carries for Joseph Friday.
He is a senior.
Straight from Dragnet, my friend.
Moore under center. Puts a man in motion. Hands it off to Friday once again. Looking for running room up the gut. Has it inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. Nothing fancy, but a 5-yard pickup. And a 3rd down and 2.
Friday carrying the ball this year, statistically, he's got to have as many yards per carry as anybody other than the Wings when they break out like they do. He's had some nice yardage on the season. And Skimmerhorn.
So it's a running clock now in Greenfield. 40-0 Tigers rolling over Nokomis. Hand off to the second man on the right side. That's Pavin. Breaks the tackle. Carries the ball down inside the 5 near the 2. 12-yard pickup on the play and a first and goal from the 2 for Camp Point Central now.
174 for Pavin now. 10 first downs for the Panthers. Right to the line of scrimmage. Trying to get that running clock here.
Moore under center once again. Takes the snap. Hands it off to Genenbacher. It's close. Is he in?
Nope. Going to be at the 1.
Down to the 1-yard line. 2nd and goal.
I mean, it's the 1 kind of. It's got to be like the inch-yard line.
Guy had a good eyesight. He'll get it again and run right behind the right guard and tackle this time and get his 4th touchdown of the afternoon. Will Elijah Genenbacher.
10:04 left in the 3rd quarter, and the Panthers are 2 points away from the running clock as Genenbacher picks up his 4th touchdown of the day on the 1-yard run. He's just a junior, kids. He'll be back.
Whole team looks like they'll be back next week. Moore under center here.
Skimmerhorn in the backfield.
They will pitch it out to Skimmerhorn, looking for the wing, and he'll get that easily. That means he gets outside, Jack. He's a hard cat to catch. He gets the 2-point conversion and makes it a 40-0 lead for Camp Point Central. Running clock, 10:04 to play in the 3rd. Back with you after this timeout on Central Illinois Sports.
Here at Little Jess, we value hard work, dedication, integrity, and leadership. We have a respect for heritage and tradition and believe in the pursuit of building legacies, breaking records, and putting forth award-winning results. That's why supporting schools and local teams is one of our favorite and most exciting parts of our business. For over 7 decades, we strive daily to use those same values as a foundation to meet our community's automotive needs and support our future generations. Little Jess Motors, serving our community since 1969.
Panthers up 40-0 with 10:04 left in the 3rd quarter. The clock will start. Injuries, scores, timeouts, and the quarter break will be the only thing that will stop it. 9th running clock for the Panthers in 10 games. The only one that wasn't a 30-22 game against Calhoun here. Calhoun winning at Hayworth. We could see a rematch next week in Calhoun County.
The Kingdom of Calhoun.
You bet you.
Rodriguez has it teed up from the 40-yard line for the Panthers.
Next week will be at 2 o'clock no matter where the Panthers play. We have that confirmed.
Rodriguez will put his boot into this one. Holden Jacobson will return from around the 13, 15-yard line, looking for a blocker at the 20. Puts his head down at the 25, and that's where they'll mark him right at the 25-yard line, 1st and 10. Here with the clock rolling.
Bush and Peters in on that tackle, along with others.
Q&D wins 21-14 over Atwood Hammond.
I called it 9-0, taking on 4-5. Notre Dame pulls the upset because they're in 2A. They're going to be in the Central State 8 next year, and they're playing 2A football here. That's an interesting combination, but they get the win.
Now, you can say a lot of things, Jack, but I will say credit to Q&D's kids because they had a schedule that was really kind of travel hell this year, to be real honest.
It was crazy, kind of crazy.
They went all over the place. Arbuckle going to pitch it outside. Stemler looking for running room, ridden down from behind in the backfield. Back inside the 25, near the 24-yard line. A loss of a yard on the play. 2nd down and 11.
Caden Niekamp, the sophomore, with the tackle.
Hard to believe that he is just a sophomore.
Got a little brother coming up that's like an 8th grader, I think, does he not? Yeah.
They would like for the Niekamps to have about 15 boys, I believe, here in the district.
I told Nick Moore's dad they ought to throw him out after this year. He should have had 9 more boys. Just like the Gunnermans in Pleasant Hill.
2nd and 11. By the way, Adam Gunnerman, South Shelby, squad having a nice season. They're in district play and on the Missouri side of things.
Way to go, Adam.
Arbuckle takes the snap, fakes the pitch, hands it off to Hayden Arbuckle. A little inside counter. He'll get back across the original line of scrimmage. Gains 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 8.
Nate Peters and Elijah Gittenbacher, decamp, all in on that one. You get hit there. You get hit pretty hard most of the time.
Closer to 9 yards to go here. 3rd and 9. From the 26-yard line for the Red Hill Salukis. See some folks that have brought some of those pods that they're sitting in to stay out of the wind here today on the Red Hill sideline. They brought a nice crowd for a 4.5-hour trip. Here's Arbuckle back to pass. Throwing on the right side. Tipped and incomplete. Moore, the intended recipient that time, and it's 4th and 9. Rolling clock here as it's a 40-plus point lead in the second half, 40 or more. And the Red Hill Salukis will come out to punt.
My compliments to Coach Gray, though. I think he had as good a game plan as you could have against a 9-0 Panther team that is as fast as anybody I've ever seen in high school football at this level. This team is speed beyond belief. Hard workers, very tight unit. But they got a long way to go to get back to where they were a year ago.
Holden Jacobson to punt from his own 12. Has some time, puts his boot into this one. End over end kick. Pabin will retreat and let it roll. And we'll roll to the 37-yard line. And then Drew Pabin says, hey, I found somebody's play card out here.
Did he give it to him?
Oh, no, it's the kicking tee. Marco, there you go. And the ball at the 37, and that's where the Panthers take over 1st and 10. And let's see what kind of an offensive unit they send to the field here.
Different set of backs. Gittenbacher and Pabin and Griffin, I do believe, are off the field. Yeah, nope, Griffin's still out there. Let's see who the fullback is, whether it's Bush or here comes Skimmerhorn as you take Griffin out of the game.
Moore will stay in at the quarterback spot, it looks like, at least to start this series.
Yeah. Saw Blewett play a lot of the third quarter last week from tight end to quarterback. Of course, he had to play 4 games plus last year when Moore got hurt. Got Friday in the fullback position.
Moore under center. He will hand it off. Back to this, and is that Bush, Jack?
That is.
That's Nate
Peters.
Peters, and he's going to go for a touchdown. Nate Peters, sorry, Nate, it took us a while to identify you, but what a run by Peters, and he takes this one 63 yards to pay dirt, and it's 46-0, Camp Point Central.
Nate Peters, who was the starting back at the beginning of the season this year, as you saw Griffin play in the fullback position before Elijah Gittenbacher went there, goes 63 yards for the touchdown. Good job by the junior.
Telling you, statistically, on paper, there's nothing sexy about this Camp Point Central squad. Nobody a 1,000-yard rusher type of thing. But I think I heard Brad Dixon on an interview with Chris Dewar say that they had 8 guys with 250-plus yards. Does that seem right to you?
Yep, it's right. Well, they got like 60 kids in the school breaking 5-0 into 40.
They'll hand the ball off to the second man through. Is that Peters again? It is. He'll get the 2-point try as well to make it 48-0 Camp Point Central. 5:50 to play in the third, and playoff action on Central Illinois Sports.
Camp Point Central Sports are proud to have Dear Wester Grain as a sponsor of this broadcast. Dear Wester Grain, there for you for all your grain and feed needs. Why don't you give them a call and check out all the locations of Dear Wester Grain? With locations in Golden, Paloma, Mount Sterling, Clayton, La Prairie, Liberty, Industry, Carthage, and Blandonsville. For more information, call Dear Wester Grain Services 696-4461. That's 696-4461, or on the web at dearwestergrain.com.
Another rock and roll weekend.
Burgers, better with Pepsi.
5:50 to play in the third, 48-0 Camp Point Central as Marco Rodriguez has it teed up, ready to kick this one off. And this one will be returned by Holden Jacobson. Jacobson looks for a block and going to carry it up near the 31-yard line, and that's where, caught the 30 in fact, that's where the Salukis will have it on this drive, 1st and 10, with just over 5 minutes, 30 seconds to play here in the third. Illini Express here to serve you with walk-in medical care when you need it. Open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. every Monday through Saturday. Illini Express sees patients ages 18 months and older. Learn more about their services at IlliniHospital.org.
Hayden Arbuckle had a block on Miller that time on that kickoff, and kind of knocked him backwards and laid him on his tail. That didn't happen much.
It's a gritty group for
and a lot of youth.
Red Hill. It's just, sometimes you don't have the horses to run the race as well as the other team. It just happens, right? They'll hand the ball off to Jacobson here. He'll get a gain on the play near the 33-yard line. Pick up of 3 on the play. Call it 2nd down and 7.
10 seniors on this squad. Pretty good sophomore and freshman group. Juniors not super heavy, but the sophomores have played a lot today.
Yep, a lot of sophomores in the lineup here. I only count 2 juniors on the roster, Jack.
I just found the third one, yeah.
Nokomis is on the board. It's 46-7 Greenfield on top of the running clock there. Arbuckle puts Arbuckle in motion. Pitches it outside. Stimler breaks a tackle in the backfield. Breaks another. Still running forward and finally taken down after a short gain.
Is that Moore or Blewett? Yep, Blewett.
He kind of comes up a little lame.
Yep, Blewett had trouble in the Triopia game with that knee, and he's got a brace on. He's just trying to adjust it.
Trying to get the brace back in its place.
Yeah.
Not much of a gain there to the 33, 3rd and 7.
Pull another starter out in the defense as Darren Rigg will be done for the day. I think Blewett will be done pretty quick, too, after he came up that time, and may not take much longer for him to come out.
This Panther group, the second group, sees a lot of playing time. And sometimes the third as well. Arbuckle on 3rd and 7. Hands it off on the right-hand side. Ball carrier is Hayden Arbuckle. He'll take it to the 34. Gains 2 on the play and brings up a 4th down.
3:15 and counting. 4th down, 6 yards to go.
I would think you'll see a punting situation here.
Yeah, I don't see any benefit in going for it on 4th down. Not that the Panthers will try to pile up points, but you at least want to make them have to go a long distance. And I think you'll probably see Dylan Mound at quarterback this next series, the sophomore.
Looks like Red Hill's going to go for it here from their own 34-yard line. Arbuckle will be under center. Takes a snap, goes back to pass. Heaves it down the right side, and it is caught. Caught near the sideline with good coverage near the 40-yard line of the Panthers. That's Lance Moore on the catch, and he'll get it all the way to the 39-yard line. A dandy play there. 17-yard pickup on the play. And a 1st and 10.
7th first down.
Call it a 27-yard, Jack. I had another 10 yards to that. Yeah, thank you. No, I led you astray.
47 yards in passing, 7th first down. He just slings it from the side, the sophomore does, but he got it where it needed to be, and there were 2 defenders on the man that caught it, and more.
Under center is Arbuckle on a 1st and 10 from the Camp Point Central 39-yard line. Hayden Arbuckle looking for running room on the right side now, not much there. Maybe a yard on the play. Call it a 2nd down and 9 yards to go with under 2 minutes to play here in the third. Let's take a look on the Northwestern Mutual replay on that passing play, Jack. It was a 4th and 5. Needed it to keep the drive alive, did the Salukis, and they got it. I mean, this ball is thrown in a good spot that only his man could get to it.
Skimmerhorn in on the last tackle. Wes Crook's back out there in the middle on the line. Some new guys out there for the Panthers, though. Wilkie also there.
2nd and 9 from the 38. But Holden Jacobson in motion. He'll get the ball here and be taken down near the 35. Gain of 3 yards on the play. 3rd down and 6 for the Salukis. Trying to keep this drive alive, get on the board for the first time today. 48-0 Camp Point Central. Under a minute left in this third period on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard.
I think that's Robert Gooding that was in on that tackle, was it not? 72, the big man on this side?
66 and 72. Yep.
And then add Wyatt Vandevelde in on that.
Third down, 6 yards to go on what could well be the final play of the third quarter. Arbuckle calls the line set. He takes the snap, hands it off to the deep back. That's Hayden Arbuckle. He's slung down from behind, right at the line of scrimmage. Elijah Ginnenbacher on the stop for Camp Point Central that time. Hayden Arbuckle loses about a half a yard on the play, and it's fourth down.
I tell you, with Elijah Ginnenbacher and Caden Niekamp, their hand strength is so good that you just don't get away from them. That's going to end the third quarter. Panthers are going to go into the fourth quarter up 48-0. Fourth quarter play-by-play comes your way after these.
This is Colt Mixer from Mixer Lumber Company in Clayton, Illinois. We have been selling grain bins for over 40 years. Our company provides years of experience, service, and quality products you can count on. GSI Grain Bins are a trusted company and are now offering their winter discounts. This is the time of year to order your new GSI grain bin. Mixer Lumber Company, where we treat people the way you want to be treated. Give us a call at 217-894-6412.
Welcome to Douglas Automotive and Tire, your expert truck and car repair center in Pittsfield, Illinois. We provide full service from oil changes to new tires and everything in between. Contact us today to schedule service. We're located at 303 West Jefferson Street in Pittsfield, Illinois. Call 217-922-0064. That's 217-922-0064. Britton and the gang know cars, and if you need repairs, call Douglas Automotive today for all your repairs.
Ready to start the final quarter. 48-0 Camp Point Central on top. And as we start the fourth, it is a 4th and 6 for Red Hill from the Camp Point Central 36-yard line. Needing this first down to keep the drive alive and trying to get that score on the board here. Camp Point Central has the game in hand here, which has got to be a good feeling as you start the fourth quarter of round one of the playoffs if you were Brad Dixon and his squad. Here's Arbuckle back to pass, and look out. Bad news for Arbuckle. He is taken down deep in the backfield. Sacked back there by Mason Miller. All the way back at the 40, where are they going to put it, 45-yard line. That's a loss of 9 yards on the play and a turnover on downs.
Miller was in the backfield almost quicker than he was. It was a good play.
Let's take a look at it on the Northwestern Mutual instant replay. Thanks to Sheila Davidsmeyer at Northwestern Mutual for sponsoring that. And watch Miller. He'll come from the left side of the defense and just did not bite on the fake at all. Right to the quarterback for the sack.
I'm going to tell you what, Wyatt Vandevelde did a nice job there. One of the reasons I like to say that is because when you learn how to say Vandevelde like we did a few, maybe 20 years ago, you just keep saying it. Because it was a hard one at first for our old buddy who played defensive back at Augustana. Friday or Bush? Connor Bush.
Looks like Connor Bush on the carry to the 48-yard line. Gain of 3 yards on the play for Bush. Second down and 7 here. We're talking about Patrick? Patrick Vandevelde? Old Pat.
Old Patrick.
Peak Insurance?
Peak and Barber Insurance and B&P Insurance. He's got a lot of it going on there. Got his son working with him.
Caleb, I believe.
Yeah, Caleb's a good young man. Always got a smile on his face.
Moore under center. He will put a man in motion. Takes the snap, hands it off to the fullback on the right-hand side. Bush once again takes it inside Saluki territory to the 47. Gain on the play of 5 yards. And they'll bring up a third down here.
Joe Friday got a lot of carries that Bush would have got a year ago as a senior this year. Of course, Joe Friday did not play for a while in the beginning of the season. Neither did Skimmerhorn. And once they got going, those two seniors have gotten a few carries, but limited time for them. They've really taken advantage of it, but I like Connor Bush. He runs hard.
Third down and 3 yards to go. Moore will look at the play clock and take as much time off the clock as he can here. They'll hand the ball off. No Moore will keep it, and he'll be tackled back down near the 49-yard line. A loss on the play of 4 yards. And bring up a 4th down and 7, and the Panthers will punt.
That'd be the last time I would see Nick Moore playing quarterback today, because that's the kind of play you could lose your quarterback for next week. Oh, that was Gavin Blewett. My mistake. Well, he put it down with his right hand. That's why I was confused, because the left-hander usually does everything. So Gavin Blewett was the man in at quarterback that time.
Good call. They got to get different numbers.
16 and 18 are tough.
They look a lot alike from this perspective.
Yeah, they take their helmets off, but then they get hurt.
Holden Jacobson is back to return this punt. They'll punt toward the sideline, and Camp Point Central will let it roll inside the 25 to the 24, and that's where the Salukis will start this drive with 8 minutes 54 seconds left in the contest.
Clock running, 8:50 and counting. 1st and 10 for Red Hill.
Calhoun 35-14.
35-14. The Hoon is ready to play next week.
Looks like we'll be in Hardin next Saturday for a rematch in what was a dandy contest the first time around.
30-22 at halftime, scoreless second half. Panthers had to have a couple defensive stands in the more than the red zone inside the 5-yard line, if my memory serves me correct. And Miles Lorton ran wild in the first half of that game. Both teams made the adjustments at halftime. Ought to be a dandy. We'll have it for you. 2 o'clock start.
And off goes to, I'm sure they got the exchange there that time. Let's wait and see. I think it was just Avery Arbuckle, the quarterback. Lost a couple yards on the play. Brings up a 2nd down and 12.
Vandevelde in on the tackle, and he was in there quick that time. Another new man coming in here is Nathan Post, 5'11", 210-pound junior. Wes Crooks comes off the field. We also see Robert Gooding done for the day. New set of linebackers.
Quarterback now is Levi McCulloch. He's a freshman, 5'9", 150-pound quarterback. He hands the ball off on the right-hand side to Aiden Decker, wearing the number 22. And he's tackled at the 20, a loss of 2 yards on the play, and it's a 3rd down and 14.
What is the quarterback's number now?
35, excuse me. Let's see a lot of 35 numbered quarterbacks.
McCullough, like the chainsaw.
McCullough takes the snap, hands it off to the back along the left-hand side. Man, it's tackled quickly here.
Bush in on that tackle with others.
Looked like the ball carrier was Leighton Moore, another freshman it looks like here. And he gains a yard on the play to the 21, and it's 4th down.
There's Leighton and Lance, so I'm going to change that out. Leighton Moore was the running back.
Leighton?
Yep.
Yeah, not Lance.
I'd say
Lance
Lance
played the White Eye, a couple of, I'm assuming, brothers in a couple different classes here for Red Hill.
Yeah, freshman and senior usually aren't twins.
Well, that's exactly what I meant. Thank you for that.
I'm giving you a hard time.
Here is a run on the outside right around the right end. Gavin Toole on the run. He'll take it out to the 23-yard line. A gain of 2 on the play, and that'll be a turnover on downs. Post in on the stop.
Yeah. And into the ball game for the first time today comes Aiden Oberling.
Panthers will take over at their opponent's 23-yard line with 5:45 to play. Clock rolling down here. And let's see. Panthers bringing a lot of new personnel onto the field here.
Yeah, Eichen comes out of the game after play. Nope, he's going to. No, he is out. Curtis Rigg into the game.
And Blewett will run the quarterback spot here. Comes to the huddle with 17 seconds left on the play clock.
Got a lot of new personnel out there. Skimmerhorn on the right side and Bush behind the quarterback.
Looks like Rigg on the left wing. Blewett will take the snap, hand it off to Rigg along the right-hand side. Breaks a tackle, breaks another. Looks like his shoe went flying. Who throws a shoe? Down to the 12, call it 13-yard line. A gain of 10 on the play and a 1st down.
That was Rigg.
That was Rigg on the carry.
And how many yards?
10 yards. Curtis Rigg, the 5'10", 135-pound sophomore on the run.
I was glad it was his shoe and not his right arm. Something went flying.
Looked like the foot was not still in the shoe when it came off, so that's good.
Skimmerhorn comes off the field quicker than I could run in my best day.
Blewett looks at the play clock, letting it run down here. Puts a man in motion, hands it off to the back on the right-hand side, and this is going to be a touchdown run for Camp Point Central's Connor Bush. And makes it a 54-0 lead for the Panthers.
13 on the run.
13-yard run by Bush, the senior. And you talk about it a lot.
He's a junior.
Is he just a junior? I'm sorry, Jack. I'm trying to graduate him a year early.
They won't keep him around for another year. We're going to need him.
Just another running back scoring a touchdown for Camp Point Central.
Marco's going to kick an extra point here, hopefully. He's done about 4 or 5 of those.
Camp Point Central was perfect on the 2-point tries today, which is a rarity for them. It's a kick that's long enough, and it looks to be good. No, wide left, they say. All right, we'll believe the referees who were standing under the goalpost, and we believe that the junior, Connor Bush, gets his first touchdown of the day on a 13-yard run over the right side, and Camp Point Central leads 54-0.
I love training. I like to help people improve on their tasks. That food has been providing everything for me. They just treat you so well. When my life needed an opportunity, I chose that.
Another rock and roll weekend.
Burgers, better with Pepsi.
4 minutes, 23 seconds to play in the contest. Halloween's just around the corner, Jack. Did you know that?
Halloween on Tuesday. You know what usually happens on Halloween? Rain and dark. Watch out for the kids. Make sure they have some fluorescent on them so you can see them. And have them eat and do that trunk or treat thing. I kind of like that. Much safer. Not like the good old days when I trick-or-treated in Paloma. Man, I used to make a haul on that.
Well,
wow.
I will say that as Rodriguez kicks this one off, let's tell you about the return first.
Yeah.
It's headed toward the sideline, and for the second time today goes out of bounds. And Red Hill will take over 1st and 10 at their own 35 with 4 minutes, 23 seconds to play in the contest. Yeah, the trunk or treat is an interesting concept. Remember when you were little and they said, don't go up to people if they say, hey, little boy, come here, I've got candy? They actually do have candy this time, and you can go up there.
Yeah, but back in the days in Paloma, I delivered the Quincy Hero Wig, and I used to stop and visit with all the older people for maybe 25 minutes to an hour apiece. Sometimes it'd take me 7, 8 hours to deliver the paper. But at Halloween time, it paid off. The Snickers were about 1.5 feet long.
Full-size one.
And they were a nickel.
Speaking of the Herald Wig, they don't have carriers anymore. They mail it, and they're only going to mail it 2 days a week now, starting in November.
2 days of papers. What are they going to do for bird cages one of these days? Just put the phone in there? Old laptops, I guess.
McCulloch is the quarterback. He hands it off. Ball carrier is taken out after a short gain on the play. Gavin Toole on the run. 2-yard pickup on the play. 2nd and 8.
Toole says, thanks for giving me that one. Hey. Marco Rodriguez into the game on the defensive side. There you go. Don't get hurt. We need a kicker.
He's a 5'6", 130-pound sophomore. How many total players on the roster here for Camp Point Central? What did you say, 58?
I think around 58. 2 o'clock next Saturday. We'll see you in Hardin Calhoun, we think. Pregame at 1:30.
Under center is McCulloch. 2 guys in motion, and that should be a penalty. Good thing they didn't run into one another. The left wing and the right wing both went in motion, opposite directions, running toward one another. And unlike parallel lines, they were about to meet.
I hadn't seen anybody in motion that early since Carthage used to run their offense, because it always seemed like they got a quicker start than anybody. They really got off the ball.
They were a machine.
Hey, do you realize that Jim Unruh's dad, did he coach the team that won the state that Quincy played today, way back in the day, I believe?
West Chicago?
I think it was Paul Unruh coached that team for a state championship. Must have run in the family. Jim had 6 of them. Derek Leonard's got, 9?
It's several. His dad won a few as well. They'll pitch this one outside to Toole. Toole looking for some running room. Breaks a tackle, still on his feet. Has the first down and more. Good run by Gavin Toole. He'll get out to the 50-yard line. A pickup of 18 yards on the play. A 1st and 10 for the Salukis.
Nice run by Toole.
1st and 10. Under 1 minute, 38 seconds left.
He's another sophomore.
Yeah, they've got some youngsters out there. I think this is a team that, as long as they continue to work and develop, could be a team you're going to be seeing in the playoffs for several years to come. this ran into a really good Camp Point Central squad here today.
Yep. Nothing wrong with being 5-5. We'd have took that a lot of times.
McCulloch will hand the ball off along the left-hand side. Ball carriers turn backwards here. That is Gavin Toole again. Gains a yard on the play to the 49-yard line.
He's got 23 yards on 4 carries.
We are at 1 minute left in this contest now. Camp Point Central going to move to 10-0 on the season. They'll play what looks to be like at Calhoun next Saturday at 2 o'clock. We'll have the action for you here on Central Illinois Sports. And looking forward to it. What very well could be the final play of this afternoon's contest here.
Jack Weiss into the game for the first time. 6'2", 255 sophomore.
They're going to pitch the ball outside. Ball carrier looked to be, I believe, Brody Waddles on the play. Brody Waddles, no gain on the play, no loss, and that's going to be it from Camp Point Central. Final of this one, Central 54, Red Hill nothing. We take you to the postgame show. It's presented by Blessing Health System, where we have final stats. We'll also name our Edward Jones, Derek Harris, Financial Advisor, Player of the Game. Stay tuned on Central Illinois Sports.
Once or twice a year, I might get the cold or a flu, and my wife calls it the man flu. So you know what that is.
Yeah.
What do I love about our team? We have a good chemistry. We all work together.
I mean, come on. I've got the best job in the world. Sometimes they say, oh, I like to do handstands.
Yeah, I taught Brian how to do the handstand. That's all right.
And every day, I mean, it's a fun day.
Yeah, it definitely makes me proud to be here.
Golf course has been around since 1957. When we looked at doing the deck outside, we looked at a lot of different options, but everything led back to Pike County Lumber. We looked at quality, price, and service. We wound up going with Tamco, composite decking. Pike County Lumber was great to work with.
Griffin Signs and Time at 122 South 9th Street in Quincy is a full-service sign company that can complete any project, from fully wrapping your entire fleet of vehicles, digital signs, storefronts, to creating small banners and signs. The right and professional signage is the difference of getting the job, heading folks in the correct direction to find you, or creating a brand recognition for potential customers. Put the right signs in your customer's mind with Griffin Signs and Time. Call 217-228-7470. The Farm Stand, located at 405 East Park Street in Camp Point, Illinois, is the place to go when you're looking for a fresh, homemade meal. Open Wednesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m., the Farm Stand has a full breakfast and lunch menu. Enjoy breakfast favorites such as biscuits and gravy, pancakes, French toast, and the loaded breakfast burrito. For lunch, check out the great selection of sandwiches, salads, paninis, and more. You'll never leave hungry when you visit the Farm Stand in Camp Point.
At Game Masters in Quincy,
we're passionate about the outdoors.
Shooting is one of our favorite pastimes.
When it comes to guns and ammo, think Game Masters. They have new guns, used guns, gun safes, and gun accessories. And be sure to head over to GameMastersOutdoors.com to check out our great selection.
Clothing, fishing, hunting, gifts, and more. At Game Masters in Quincy,
we're passionate about the outdoors.
As a new hunting season begins, we observe a species most rare, the hunter incompetus. The hunting ritual begins. Already he stakes his claim by bringing a duck call to a deer hunt. Disaster strikes. A devastating blow to a long-suffering species. There may be no helping the hunter incompetus, but for everyone else, no other place has it all like Farm and Home Supply. Come on to pick me up soon.
Welcome back on the postgame show presented by Blessing Health System with locations throughout the region. Primary, specialty, and emergency care here to serve you. It's Blessing Health System. Learn more at blessinghealth.org. Final on this one, Camp Point Central has their way with the Salukis of Red Hill, 54-0. Panthers improved to 10-0 on the season. Salukis bow out with a record of 5-5 on the season. And with some final stats here on the Blessing Health System post-game show, here's Jack.
Congratulations to Bridgeport Red Hill, the Salukis and Billy Gray's squad on a 5-5 season. A lot of youngsters coming back. They'll do just fine. They were defeated 54-0 today by a very good Camp Point Central squad. 41 carries, 98 total yards for the Salukis. 5 of 9 passing, 47 yards total of 145 yards on offense, 8 first downs in the day. We saw Toole come in and pick up 23 yards on 4 carries. Hayden Arbuckle from 12 carries, 42 yards. Single carry for Leighton Moore of 3 yards. 24 yards on 12 carries for Sam Stimler. Also on the day, Holden Jacobson had 7 carries, 28 yards, a minus 11 yards for the quarterback as he was sacked a couple of times on 5 carries, and minus 2 yards on the day for Detsky, the other ball carrier. They had 98 yards there. Avery Arbuckle, 47 yards passing, longest a 27-yarder. He was 5 of 9 with 1 interception. 36 yards for Lance Moore, leading receiver. Reese Ralston had 15. Panthers on the day rolled along in the offensive side, 39 carries, 517 yards, 1 of 4 passing, 28 yards. That one to Jack Thompson on the day. First downs, 14 of them for the Panthers. Led in rushing on the day by Drew Paben, 184 yards in 6 carries. 9 carries for Ginnenbacher, 136 yards and 4 touchdowns, I do believe. Nate Peters had 69 yards in 4 carries. 11 for Joseph Friday in 3 carries. Wyatt Skimmerhorn minus 1 in 3 carries. 10 yards for Nick Moore on the day in 3 carries. And minus 3 yards for Connor Griffin. Bush had 21 yards and 3 carries on the day. 517 yards for them on the day on the offense. On the rushing, 545 total, 20 yards and penalties for the Panthers, 15 for the Red Hill squad. Clean game. Nice job both sides. Didn't see any injuries. And Calhoun up next for the Panthers. WIBC action, and that was our best game of the season. We're hoping for a rematch of that one in a replay, I guess.
Time to name our player of the game. It's presented by Edward Jones Financial Advisor Derek Harris. Financial investments are important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, parents, and mentors. Derek Harris, your Edward Jones Financial Advisor, understands this. That's why Derek Harris is a proud sponsor of the player of the game on Central Illinois Sports. And Jack, when he scored 4 touchdowns and rushed for over 100 yards in the day, you're probably going to be the player of the game.
Not to mention probably 10, 12, 14, maybe 18 tackles on the day. Elijah Ginnenbacher, the junior, our Edward Jones player of the game.
That's going to do it this afternoon from Camp Point Central as the Panthers move to 10-0 and advance to round number 2 of the IHSA Class 1A playoffs. They'll play at Calhoun next Saturday at 2 o'clock. We'll have the game for you with a pregame show around 1:25 on Central Illinois Sports. For John and Jack Hull, I'm Charlie Hull, thanking you for joining us on another Central Illinois Sports presentation.